Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, remember to leave a like and or follow us depending on where you're watching. Also, if you're feeling generous, why not recommend us to a friend? You can check this show out as well as any other shows of the Power Up podcast out on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and anywhere else you love listening to podcasts. Also, we are looking at having a couple of big names on the show for interviews, so if you have anyone you want us to chat to, let us know in the comments below or join our community Discord group. All links are in the description below. Thanks for listening, and we hope to catch you in the next Power Up podcast.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Culture of Gaming's Power Up Podcast, episode 84, being recorded live on August 17th, 2019, not on twitch.tv/cultureofgaming, but rather mixer.com/culture_of_gaming. Culture of Gaming was already taken. I wonder if we can like dead name claim it or something, research channel. And hey Kevin, how's it going? Anyway, welcome to the chat. So yeah, this is the first time Power Up Podcast is being live streamed to Mixer, said earlier, and we're going to see how this kind of goes and maybe make Mixer our default streaming platform in the future. But you know what, enough of that. We can talk all day about how Mixer is probably a better platform than Twitch, but that's neither here nor there right now. And so anyway, this week I'm of course joined by Anthony. How are you?
Yeah, doing pretty well. What about yourself?
Doing okay, recovering from last night. Had a bit of a bit of a party.
Yeah. Up to like 5:30 a.m. doing well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's amazing.
Is that how late you stayed up?
Huh? It was like 3:30.
Damn.
And I mean, okay, the stream is rated 18+, so we could consume adult beverages if we wanted to, and we're of age too. Anyway, Anthony, what have you been playing this past week?
Nothing but Minecraft basically this week. I haven't gotten into anything else at all.
Okay.
That's been what I've been doing. Been doing a bit of survival and some creative and fixing some griefed stuff here.
Yeah.
Helping you build your house.
Yeah.
That's basically it. I've spent quite a few hours on that. We do have a server for the like a community server, I guess you could call it. So if you join our community Discord, which we don't have a link for in Mixer, which I will link to in the chat, you can join that community Minecraft server. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on the past couple of days.
Okay. Awesome. And then let's see. Mike, you're here, no stranger to the podcast. Welcome back, sir. How have you been?
Pretty self-promo.
Gotta flex the merch, my dude. Except we don't have merch.
Yeah, well, anyway. No, I've been doing well. Just going through the days as is, getting myself all snuggled up in a nice blanket because it's cold in my house right now.
Is
But
it
outside
like
that,
100
though,
degrees
it's all-
where you're at, though?
Of course it is. That's why you don't step outside for long periods of time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Only 100.
Well, I'm in the middle of a desert, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
So
So
are we.
are we.
We live in Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good for you. I'm also.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, what have you been playing this past week?
Well, I mean, right now I've just been going through my library of various games right now.
Okay.
Just trying to get a couple of them clean up. Kind of wish I could say a specific game, but I would have to pick between Anthem and Lego Batman 2, so I'll go with the less embarrassing one and say I was able to 100% Lego Batman 2 the other day. So, how's out for that?
Nice. Good job.
Nice job.
I'm not gonna let you get away with the whole Anthem thing, by the way. Have you been playing Cataclysm? That whole thing?
I did admit I was curious about it. I did try it out, and
How is it?
yeah. I mean, it's a lovely blue filter, don't get me wrong, but other than that, though, it's like, I mean, it's nice to, I mean, you know, it's going to be 100% honest. It is nice to go ahead and get back into Anthem to at least try it out again after months of not playing it.
Sure.
And while the Cataclysm is underwhelming, it's like Anthem is kind of in that position of the this game could have been so wonderful. Why the hell doesn't BioWare do something with it? But I feel like that's, again, I always keep making the joke of saying how the only time I seem to come on the show is to complain about Anthem. So, I mean, this time we're not going to be holding back on that, I'm sure. So,
Oh no.
but honestly, overall, though, it's like Anthem, you know, the potential is there, and I'm hoping that, you know, they do get around to fixing it sooner or later. But yeah, I'm not going to be looking forward to the various worst of 2019 lists.
Okay.
Taylor, we
enough.
all saw the task.
Yeah, I'm
manager,
sorry.
by the way.
Actually, I didn't think task manager pop up
Sexy
there.
looking stuff.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was just I heard my radiator fan kick on a little bit harder, or the radiator pump kick on a little harder. I was just like, I'm not doing CPU. This is
Throttling.
It's not. It's okay. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Anyway, Matt, you're here.
Last words.
Also, thanks for coming in here at the last minute.
I am here.
Yeah, Andrew had some medical drama at the last second, so to speak, that was disabilitating him from coming onto the podcast. So, you're here. You're you're no stranger to the show.
I am like the least stranger guest on this podcast. It's 18
And
plus, so I
demonetized.
can curse.
And
No, it's
demonetized.
Hey,
18.
but I was gonna edit it, so watch out.
You're putting it up on YouTube. That's true.
Yeah.
I'll try to behave a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
Um,
so
we're gonna have fun
yeah, what
today.
have you been up to this past week?
Minus crawling and addicts, I've been playing some Eve. I've been having a bit of fun with that as of recent. Also been playing Minecraft with everybody. That's kind of the two big games that I've been playing. Also, thanks to Kevin, him mentioning Nier Automata, I do need to go back and actually play that game and finish it.
Ooh.
Same with Metal Gear Solid 5, but we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Baby steps, baby steps. Both games are
get
pretty
there.
huge. Both games are
Yes.
huge. Yeah. All right. Let's see. This past week for me has been a lot of Minecraft. With everyone also, and then also I've gone a bit back into Forza Horizon 4. Still a pretty fun game. I've not picked up the Lego DLC. I probably won't. I like it in concept, just not enough to like pay $20 worth of it. It's for
I think I prefer.
Maybe I'll go up on sale later on this year, maybe.
exactly. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Anthony?
I think Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels one is better than Forza Horizon 4's Lego one, just because it did a few things a little bit more differently. Like basically all they've done with this is just convert the cars into Lego, and that's kind of it.
Okay.
So it doesn't really look too impressive in my opinion.
Everything's coming over just fine on my end, Kevin. I'm not sure what's going
I
on
see everything fine on my end.
there. Anyway, so yeah, and then what
Refresh.
else? Been playing, taking kind of a little bit of a break in Final Fantasy 14. I just kind of like after marathoning through what was the original game of A Realm Reborn and everything. It's like got to the patch quests, which were all the quests added in, like after in between expansions and everything. I'm on those right now, and it's just like I looked at the quest list and I was like, oh my god, it's like, damn.
Too much.
Like, how many hours do you think are there in just patch quests?
Probably another 20 to 30 hours. And the thing is, though, is just like what kind of artificially inflates the time for these quests is near the end. Let's like within 2 or 3 quests at the end of the big like quest chain and everything. It always has you do like a dungeon or an event or something that's reliant on queuing to group up with other people, and which can be like 20 to 30 minutes, especially if you're a DPS role like I am in that game. And so it's just brutal. Hello, Anson J. How are you? How are you doing? My day's doing pretty well. Anyway, so yeah, it was just like I take a look at it. It's just like, oh man, I really don't want to. So I think maybe tomorrow. It's like I actually left off on one of those where I have to queue for other people and whatnot. So it's just like tomorrow, Sunday morning, usually like peak hours for any MMO and everything, because you know most people are off work and they have some time to themselves. They want to play their favorite MMO or whatever. So hopefully I'll just get that done through there.
And that's when AU and US times overlap,
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
So
And you're possibly going to be getting into some ESO again, apparently.
yes, talking about doing some content around ESO. I
Yeah.
tried to play that maybe a year or two, year and a half or so ago. It was okay. I wasn't overtly impressed by it, but maybe they've changed it a lot. Also, I don't know.
I've bought it, but I can't find my download for it.
Oh man,
So I think I'm going to have to re-buy it again or something. I don't know.
Nice job.
And yeah, whatever. So,
All right.
I want to get into an MMO, but I don't want to have to, queue with other people, all that kind of thing. So I
Let
want
me
kind
tell
of
you
like
about a
single
little
player
corp in
MMO.
EVE Online called Singularity's Horizon.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kill the game already, please.
They're not NPC party members now. I do not know how to
Okay.
how to use that function. So if I've missed that whole thing, that might have made my life a little bit easier. I don't know.
Or they just don't have it dating back to them, to those quests. Who knows?
Also, the whole thing that turns me off on MMOs is the whole like
Ah.
$20 a month thing as well.
Mhm.
Yet ESO doesn't do that. Like you kind of just buy the game and then you buy the DLCs and that's kind of it, and you've got the game forever. I don't see the attraction to like an ongoing fee. So that's
There's no attraction to it.
I
Nobody
know.
likes
It's
it.
like it's stupid in my opinion. Like you own the game, you've got the game. Why do you have to pay an ongoing service fee? I guess it's like a live game service.
Yeah, it's a live. They have to host servers and whatnot to be
Yeah.
able to run the games and develop the game going forward.
I
I
think
mean,
that
ESO does it.
I think that's actually what I'm gonna write about later today for my final
Hey, you
piece for
finally found
today.
your topic.
Yeah, it's just like talking about. It's just like it's like MMO business model, which might be the best one to go forward.
Mhm,
So.
sure.
Anyway,
Okay.
Final Fantasy 14 is like just dips so hard in every sort of monetization scheme they can. You have to buy the games, but at least every time an expansion comes out, they sell like a complete expansion and everything, or it's like a complete set. So it's like you don't have to buy every single expansion. You can just buy like the latest and greatest game for like $40 to $60. But then you also need to pay a sub. And then there are also like various like story skips and like character boosts you can buy also that are like $17 or so. And also, a bunch of cosmetic items and whatnot they can buy and whatnot. So they dip in pretty hard.
Kevin, one question for you. Have you tried ESA, that's Elder Scrolls Online? Because that's got that model that's free with paid expansions. Just out of curiosity. Answer when you can. No rush.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so moving on past all that, we have two Facebooks for the site, which is of course cultureofgaming.com. Head on over there, see all the latest gaming news, opinions, reviews, tech, anime stuff, and of course video games, all sorts of fun stuff. Occasionally comments as well. And then, we have two Facebooks surrounding that whole thing. There's facebook.com/COGDOTNET. That's the Facebook for the main site. And then there's facebook.com/PowerPod, which is the Facebook for the Power Up podcast here, which is what you're probably listening to right now, of course. And then Twitter @COGDOTNet. That is twitter.com/cog.net. And then Instagram @cultureofgaming, youtube.com/cultureofgaming, twitch.tv/cultureofgaming, and mixer.com/culture_of_gaming. Okay, so before we kind of get into some of the news topics, or rather, kind of the new news topics this week and everything, we have an addendum to a couple of topics that we talked about last week, just based on, the...
I wasn't here.
Yeah, I know. Just based on...
Neither was I, but that's why we're going to be recapping.
Yeah. So our leading topic last week was we covered how 2K and Gearbox and the developers and publishers of Borderlands 3 sent two goons, for lack of a better term, to this one YouTuber's house to basically intimidate him over leaking Borderlands 3 stuff. And so come to find out, it's like past last week and everything. Earlier this week, 2K has permanently terminated Submotto, who was the YouTuber in question about the doing sent to his house. They have permanently terminated Submotto's YouTube channel over this whole thing. So,
Brilliant.
And well, considering the amount of copyright strikes they put against the guy, it's kind of understandable if eventually the bridge was going to break.
yeah. What's this YouTube link in the chat there? Where's that go to?
It's just a song that relates to the thing. It's all good.
Okay.
It's like a meme, kind of, a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, he must have done something. Maybe, I don't know.
I
don't know.
don't know. Like with what we discussed last week, it was that he hadn't actually like broken any laws or anything like that. He was basically just kind of siphoning information off of he was kind of accessing their database in a sense, kind of siphoning info.
He was
off
hacking
there,
the system.
hacking the system.
Well,
But,
I guess one
he
of the
had-
big things was it's like through a vulnerability in Twitch that he used and everything, he was basically able to pull the thumbnails from test streams that Gearbox was doing for Borderlands 3 and that were private and not streamed to the public. So there was a little bit of that, and he was pulling a lot of it for. Anyway, I'm sorry, Anthony. Go ahead.
He hadn't signed any NDAs or anything like that, and he basically what they did was they sent Men in Black to his house and were like threatened him and whatever, or like scared him a bit. In my opinion, they had nothing on him. It doesn't seem like he's sure he's done some YouTube videos and whatever of leaked content and this and that and blah blah blah. But I reckon if he put up a fight against it, they'd have to reinstate his YouTube, to be honest, because it doesn't look like he's done enough wrong for them to permanently take down his channel.
Right.
Honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, the tactics that were done by 2K's investigators alongside with 2K is very questionable. However, the part that kind of makes me feel like that there's two sides to every story, so to speak, was the idea of how it was being mentioned how previously for Samato, of how he had his, what was it? I don't think it was a Patreon, but I think it was a joint group. And for this joint group, it's like $5 a month or something, and he was promoting it as, get your information on leaked Borderlands 3 footage here first.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Technically speaking, that's kind of coming off as profiting off of getting leaked information that you're collecting through Twitch thumbnails. And it's like, you kind of did a wrong there, my friend. Yeah. And it's like, and in that aspect, it's like, he's not entirely innocent on this, but then at the same time, with the tactics that 2K used to go ahead and try to just, not just undermine him, but kneecap him in the middle of a desert before putting the gun to the back of his head to execute him. It's like,
before it being ruled as suicide.
Well, he magically went ahead to put the gun to the back of his head and made sure that after the trigger was pulled, the gun just flew out of his hands backward by 20, 30 feet.
Thank God this is an 18+ stream, right? Kevin,
hey, we're talking about a company that helps to put Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto games into play. As far as I see, I don't see why we can't make that comparison.
Yeah. And we're talking about Borderlands, one of the most violent games in recent history. So I'm not going to argue.
Crude, humorous games and everything. And Mixer also has the policy where it's like if you're streaming a rated M game, your stream has to be tagged as 18+. So
which is fair.
Well, fair enough. I don't see a problem with that. But
Kevin
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Kevin did point out that he did have paid streams where he leaked said information. So
and
he
it's
did directly profit off of it.
Yeah, and it's like
we do. On YouTube, though?
What's up?
That's the thing. Was that on YouTube though? Because if that's not on YouTube and that's on Patreon or they got no right to take down his YouTube. That's a separate thing. Take down his Patreon. Take down his Twitch.
Right. Exactly.
I would imagine it was probably his YouTube.
Yeah.
It probably might have been hand in hand because for whatever they were saying, they were investigating this for 10 months. I'm pretty sure that 2K would have done more than just, toss a dart on the board, have it land on Samato, and be like, okay, we're taking this guy down to set an example. Mm-hmm. Because if they were investigating this guy for so long, then it's like, okay, they got some evidence, but then at the same time, it's like, why did you give this guy a fair forewarning? Why did you just skip to straight to the send Men in Black to go ahead to just intimidate this person without his lawyer or something like
Honestly, the better way to handle with this situation would have been to applaud the dude and get him hired, try to get him hired or tell Twitch to change.
No, honestly,
this is how the information gets leaked. He found a legitimate bug.
Right. No, honestly though, it was just make him your community manager or something, because his entire YouTube brand and channel was built around Borderlands. Yeah.
So he would basically be one of the best people to hype up Borderlands.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's just
so many years.
It's just use him as some sort of controlled opposition or something. Just be
wait a second.
But
You're gonna go after a dude that took information from Twitch because Twitch had a flaw. That's like saying for information that's been taken off databases and sold to the public, you're gonna go after the public for it, not the people who have sold the info. Go after Twitch for this. Don't go after the guy who's leaked the info.
Okay.
It's Twitch's fault. They shouldn't have that loophole in their UI or whatever it is that they're using.
Yeah, but Twitch has way too many
the
problems.
platform keeps bathroom leaker. Oh yeah, you know, it's like Twitch literally gave almost zero meaningful repercussions against the guy who committed a sex crime in California. You know, okay,
yeah.
you know, whatever. Who streamed a sex crime rather in California? Okay.
It's a good thing this episode's on Mixer.
Yeah.
And not on Facebook either, am I right?
Oh man. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so what I was saying, or kind of as like Mike said in his first point, there's just like another two sides to every story. Submotto wasn't necessarily clean himself, to be quite honest. You know, it was just like you can debate the ethics of what he was doing. Although, and this is kind of what we got into last week. It's like 2K doing this and literally sending people to his house to intimidate him is just like that is some next level stuff. And I mean, Kevin brought it up in the chat also. You know, Borderlands 3 releases like later in September, I think, right? It's only a few weeks.
It's coming out next month. We're a few weeks out from it.
Yeah, we're a few weeks out from Borderlands 3. But ever since the announcement of Borderlands 3, it has just been negative press over negative press about Borderlands 3 and Gearbox, 2K, or a combination of all three. Because, you know, Pitchford, you know, wanted to do his magic tricks. Yeah. He wanted to do his magic tricks.
Randy Pitchford had to take that USB with very sensitive information and porn to that medieval times. It was very vital for Borderlands 3 for reasons I am not able to explain properly without keeping a smile on my face. But it's like, yeah,
it's just like it's all been negative press, and it's like we've been there to talk about it every week as it comes up, you know.
It's
You should be trying to be terrible.
I will ask,
Humble brag.
where the heck is the hype for this game? Like, I've seen no hype.
It's non-existent.
Well, no, there's no hype. It's been replaced with controversies.
Right, exactly.
They keep doing stuff like this, and it's like it doesn't allow them to have a moment to actually build some form of meaningful hype.
Right.
I mean,
well, I mean, outside of character trailers, but that's getting overshadowed.
Right.
Yeah, but that's getting overshadowed really hard. I mean, ever since E3, it's been pretty dead.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like
Well, it wasn't announced at E3 though. It was announced.
The hype was building at E3 though.
Yeah. Gearbox had a massive portion of like the main hall.
They had quite a significant portion bordered off just for people to test the game.
Yeah. And it's like
It was
honestly
really cool.
Yeah, it's like the only reason why I'm remotely like optimistic about Borderlands 3 as a game itself, even though I won't buy it because it's an Epic Store exclusive. And anyway, it's just like because I got to play it at E3, and it's like obviously never.
It was legitimately rather fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Credit to it. All right.
Yeah, but then you won't be able to play Borderlands 3 right away on Epic either, because apparently preloading's too much to ask.
Thanks for the follow, Kevin's Corner.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that whole thing happened earlier this week. It's just like, does the Epic launcher not have the infrastructure to preload games? Is that the thing there, or is it just
apparently they have preloading enabled? They just don't have it enabled for something as big as Borderlands 3. So in a way, they
so no, they don't have the infrastructure. Okay.
They do, but they don't. That's apparently the stats they're taking right now.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, I don't want to bash Epic, but then at the same time, though, it's like, I'm sorry, if the door's wide open, someone's gonna walk through, you know.
Oh, you know what? I'm okay with bashing Epic. Let's go all the way here.
They're a game store, but they don't allow certain games to be preloaded. Like what?
Or shopping carts. That's a part of their 6+ months plan.
Once we'll get an account banned.
And meanwhile, Steam has like 30 game bundles for like $5.
Oh,
yeah, like Green Man Gaming, 20 game bundles with $6 that I got last night, and none of them I want.
Man, yeah.
You want to see some self-promotion, Kevin? I'll give you some self-promotion.
I swear to God.
If you do...
The box man's right here.
People on Mixer?
How do you ban people? I don't think...
You're lucky. I don't know how to... No, because it requires Microsoft, and it's like... I forget the stuff to my Microsoft thing because I made it at like a Howie's Game Shack because I needed to play with my friends, and I've never owned like an Xbox platform.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
So I used it at one time, and I can't use it now because it's tied to that my main email.
Cool. And then another addendum to another topic we had last week. Is that we covered how Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft wrote a joint letter to the executive branch of the U.S., the Trump administration, over like Chinese tariffs, saying, hey, you know, it's just like, please don't go through with this. You'll hurt a massive industry because we're gonna have to raise prices if the looming Chinese tariffs up to 25% start going up September 1st, everything, all that fun stuff. It's just like Trump administration, I think it was like today or maybe yesterday or so, has said that it's like, okay, we're gonna postpone the tariffs taking in like indefinitely for now, that we're supposed to go up on September 1st.
Reevaluate them and see what we can do.
I thought it was that they were going to hold off until after the holiday season to then implement it after that time, maybe. But
yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
hooray for the delay, but I mean, how long is the delay going to be for? That's the question.
right. I don't know, but you know what? Currently, the gamers have risen up. Good job, gamers. We're just like, no, we don't want to pay more for our video games. Damn it. Okay. Woo. Okay. All right, so let's actually get into some new gaming news. Let's see. So our leading topic this week is a developer has demanded $300,000 from G2A, which is a third-party key reseller site, which over the years has had, let's call it a very colorful, interesting history, and it's very much in a sort of like gray legal area right now. And as it always has been. Anyway, the developer is demanding $300,000 in reparation from G2A for incidents that happened before G2A existed. And so, big thing is article here comes from G2A themselves. And so
that'll be reliable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so right. And so G2A earlier said it's like, hey, you know, we'd be willing to compensate developers for 10 times the amount that they've
of
lost.
Damages accumulated or something like that.
Yeah, so it's like if you lost 30,000, like in the case of this developer, G2A is going to pay you 300,000, which I guess when you're owned by a Russian oligarch, you have some money to throw around. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so. Yeah, one of the developers is trying to, he wrote on Twitter, and as well as sent a letter. This is Charlie Cleveland, the director and founder of Unknown World Studio, basically demanding $300,000 from G2A due to issues G2A allegedly caused in 2013. Although, here's the thing though, G2A wasn't launched till 2014. So,
okay, so I haven't heard that part of the story yet.
Yeah.
So that's a bit awkward.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, mind you, I can understand holding G2A responsible for all the BS that they've done up to this point, but I don't exactly know how one goes ahead to sue someone over something they have yet to do. That would be like saying that Trump was responsible for Columbine because he's president now or something like that. I don't know, but... I have no idea how to go ahead and connect the dots on this one, actually.
Wait a second, was this just an actual spelling mistake in the tweet, or was it like is there any comments or anything saying, oh no, we meant this or that or blah blah blah?
No, okay, so the thing is that, so Unknown Worlds, which launched Natural Selection 2 in 2013 and everything, they were only available on Steam or through their own store and everything. You could buy it through their own store and activate it on Steam and whatnot. And so basically the Unknown developer, or the Unknown Worlds Entertainment, the name of the developer here, basically they had an issue on their site and everything. It's like from people purchasing, I guess, 1,341 worth of Steam keys purchased through the developer's own website were used for like eventually either say chargeback through a credit card or, you know, or fraudulent credit card charges or something. And so Steam had to revoke, or Valve rather, had to deactivate that number of Steam keys and everything just to keep them out of legal trouble and everything. And so yeah, it was basically, as a result, $30,000 was incurred at a loss from the developer because of this. And so now they're going on and claiming it's G2A's fault, which I don't quite understand there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the last little bit of G2A stuff here. This is outlined how G2A is kind of trying to clean up their act a little bit, trying to clean up their image. They're working on a project that they wanted a bunch of developers to basically like kickstart and kick fund or whatever, like Indiegogo sort of thing, for this whole thing, where it's basically a key blocking tool that would allow developers to specifically blacklist keys from resale that would appear on like G2A and everything. So that in the instances of, say, like credit card fraud or something, they can more easily revoke the keys being sold. So, yeah, although G2A wanted at least 100 developers that used G2A to sell their keys to sign up, but only 19 studios have supported this proposal so far. So,
Interesting.
yeah, lots of stuff here. So, in effort to full disclosure, we are sponsored by Green Man Gaming, which is, in all honesty, a perfectly legitimate...
We are affiliated.
Okay, we are affiliated by Green Man Gaming, which, in all honesty, is legitimately a legitimate key reseller and everything, you know.
Yeah,
just
they
like
buy all the keys off developers. They are 100% legit, and they basically humble bundle, but in a different...
Exactly.
They do bundles and stuff like that.
This is
Support them today.
Right. This is as opposed to G2A, which isn't as cut and dry as, say, Green Man Gaming or anything. Because the thing is, on G2A is, and yes, Cryptic Candle 75, we can see you just fine. How are you today? Anyway, and so it's like the thing is with G2A, yeah, the thing is G2A is that anyone can make an account and sell their stuff on G2A. Which means people that have, say, used a stolen credit card to purchase a bunch of keys for, say, a particular game on a developer can then turn around and go to G2A and then sell those keys at a much reduced price. But, you know, it doesn't matter because, like, you know, they literally put zero cost themselves into it, so it's just pure profit for them. And that's been kind of the thing that G2A has struggled with over the years. So, what do we think? Third market key resellers, Matt?
Just a bad idea.
Okay.
Such a bad idea.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's just there's no easy way to avoid trouble.
Right.
And yeah, it's bad.
Okay. Mike, what do you think?
Bad.
Just bad.
Honestly, I feel like everything that is mentioned with G2A, I honestly have no idea. It's like for whatever they're trying to do at this point. Because it seems like everything that they go ahead and say, it feels like that you can go ahead and end that with a wink, nudge, nudge kind of thing, to where it's like, you know, I don't know if we can really trust them or not at this point. And even in situations where it seems like, oh, okay, they may have a good point, but then at the same time, it's like, no, they don't. They still have people who are apparently selling 100 copies of this certain game at one time, instead of like all the other people who are like one or two, and apparently that's some raising concern with them. So it's like,
yeah,
you know, what am I supposed to say about that?
Right.
Yeah.
Anthony, what do you think?
I mean, I'm kind of on the whole third-party resale keys, like resellers, key resellers, are a dodgy thing. Like G2A's obviously got bad business practices, have been dirty for quite a few years now. There's so many third-party key resellers out there that are just like, you know, really a lot more dodgy than G2A. But like sites like Green Man Gaming, Humble Bundle, all that kind of thing, they offer an alternative to your traditional Steam and, you know, Epic Store and all that kind of thing. And they're, in my opinion, they've 100% got a place. Because you can get stuff cheaper, you can get deals. Like Humble Bundle is fantastic. They don't just offer games, they do like video editing software, books, coding, all that kind of stuff. And that is, in my opinion, definitely has a place.
Sponsor us.
Not sponsored, by the way. Yeah.
But, I mean, if you've got sites that are doing the dodgy, I reckon they need to be held accountable. Like with the whole thing that happened a couple of weeks back with, you know, G2A taking keys off people and basically ripping people off like crazy, and then trying to do ads and saying G2A's all good. I think they need to really have. I think they need lawsuits done against them, to be honest, because they've stolen people's property. They've sold it. It's just bad.
Okay.
Real bad.
I guess.
And I don't think refunding people is the right step, to be honest. I think they need to be really held accountable.
Okay, fair enough. It's a bit of a hardline stance there. The other component of this that I found interesting is like Valve is revoked the stolen keys. So it's like if say you had a stolen key that was used to activate whatever that game was. It's like Valve revoked the key, so it's like you went to your library the next day and tried to play it. You couldn't.
Yeah. Sure.
What do you guys think of that? That Valve has the power to do that? Do you guys think that's fair and reasonable?
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
All
I
right.
don't see why not.
Yeah.
I don't see a single issue.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Honestly, if anything else, I'd probably say this is the most active I've seen Valve get in who knows how long. It seems like they're doing more about G2A than they are about Epic, it seems, nowadays.
Right.
Which, I mean, in this circumstance, it's totally understandable, but, you know, at the same time, though, it kind of seems like if this has been a situation been going on for a while, this probably would have been a good time for Valve to go ahead to maybe get involved sooner, perhaps, especially if their system, or the Steam service is essentially what seems to be what keeps G2A running, in some degree.
Right. Yeah. You know, say what you will about Valve taking, you know, their 30% cut off the top of a game sales and everything.
30?
Yeah, or whatever the number is. It's like versus Epic, but you know what? At least Valve lets you preload any size game on there.
Valve allows you to buy multiple games at one time.
Yeah.
And doesn't bend your count if you try to do that.
Yes.
At one time.
Yes. Oh God. Okay. That'll never cease to be funny to me. Anyway.
Epic has
it'll stop
a
being funny if Epic finally does something about it, but until then, it's fair game.
Epic has a long way to go before they're truly competitive against Valve.
Right.
They still don't offer support.
Well, that's the big thing too. It's like there's no native platform support, right? On the Epic Store, you have to go to a third-party thing in order to. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
It's like fun times.
Anything else to say about G2A? It's like there's a lot of components to that story, and it's just like, okay, this is bizarre, you know?
Well then.
Yeah.
G2A needs to stop selling indie games, especially if G2A has been saying on multiple occasions that apparently the indie games aren't contributing to much of their profit. So it's like, well, okay, well, if that's the case, why don't you just cut the support completely?
Right, yeah.
I also imagine,
like, I don't mean to, like, crap all over, like, indie developers or anything, though. Although it's just like, if you're a smaller developer and you have your own store specifically just for selling your own game through the form of a key and whatnot, it's just like, you are infinitely more susceptible to having a situation like this happen to you, you know? So it's just like, which is why I would say it's almost, like, beneficial for any developer. It's like, okay, just go through Steam, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway. Anthony, we got a new game announced earlier this week, and I think that was honestly the biggest thing that happened this week, TBH.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's been a very slow news week, unfortunately. So initially, this is a bit of a long story. I got a few different bits and pieces to read from this. Need for Speed Heat. Everybody probably already knows about this. So the original thing, I think it was a couple of days before it was actually announced, there was a video put up on YouTube that was marked as private, and some people got access to it, apparently. Fans found an unlisted video that's presumably destined to go live this afternoon. This is not too sure when the date was, unfortunately. And they saw like a heading for it and whatnot. And I believe they were able to watch it. You can see a police car in the main artwork, though, so it seems to imply that police chasers will be back, which is blah blah. So basically what happened was that was announced and it was Need for Speed Heat. And they didn't really show anything in the trailer apart from cars racing and police pulling you over in Spanish and whatnot. And then Amazon.com Amazon.co.uk has managed to leak more details ahead of the reveal by putting the Xbox One product page live early. There are no images, but it lists a November 8 release date and offers the following product information as noticed by Reader, blah blah blah. Take chances, take victories later on the line in the Speed Hunter Shadow Showdown by day competition to win. What the heck? Who's written this?
Right?
Competing to win bank in race, drift, and off-road events. Then take on the city by night and hit up underground street races to build your reputation. The unruly be expressive, with even more options to customize your stable of cars. What about garage of cars? As well as personalize your identity behind the wheel. This isn't time to hold back. Be unique and make sure everyone knows who you are. They really give no info.
Right.
And then it was obviously released. If you haven't seen the trailer, it looks kind of like a Need for Speed Carbon / Hot Pursuit ripoff, kind of. And it's been listed as £59.99 on Amazon, and that's kind of it. There's no listing of like what multiplayer is going to offer or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although the developers have come out and said, which Ghost Games have said, that it will not have loot boxes now or ever, i.e. 2 weeks later. We'll see EA probably putting loot boxes in, which they did with Battlefront 2.
I'm sorry, they need a way of saying there won't be loot boxes in, because, like, I don't know, has anyone here played Payback?
I decided to skip it.
Okay. Because, like, in Payback, you don't have loot boxes. You literally have a slot machine that you play, and you get car parts off the slot machine, okay?
Hey,
yeah.
Surprise mechanics, remember?
Yeah, not technically a loot box.
So, I will add here, Need for Speed Heat, the 16th entry in the mainline Need for Speed series, takes place in the fictional town of Palm City. Players will race on beachfront straightaways and technical downtown courses, as well as, of course, a huge freeway to the inevitable getaway. That sounds even more like Carbon. Players will race in 2 series in Heat. There is a sanctioned day competition called the Speed Hunters Showdown, where you earn money to buy and customize a fleet of cars. At night, you are working kind of currency called rep in an underground racing series where corrupt cops can bust you, and through the magic of civil asset take your money. Ghost Games, which was behind Need for Speed 2017 Payback, blah blah blah. Creative director Riley Cooper acknowledged fans' disappointment in the fleet variety and customization options of the last game and promised that Heat is tuning up on every aspect.
Okay. This is, I'm sorry, this is such a bizarre press release and everything. Like, they would justify game mechanics, like, hey, if you lose, we're going to take away money from you. It's like, yeah, it's because something called civil asset forfeiture exists in the real world. It's just like, I don't need to know that. It's like, come on now. Anyway.
There's a better way to advertise
the most realistic racing game ever.
You get caught by the cops once, and you get charged with reckless driving and lose your license.
I mean, can you lose your license?
Yeah.
Like if you're you're going like 100.
And now your racing game has roguelike elements, where if you go ahead to lose your license, you have to start from the very beginning.
Oh god.
Start on a bicycle and go and get your license.
You have to take like the DMV driving exam in the game to get your license badge. Oh man.
If the light is red, you have to.
Well, at least that sounds more engaging.
Aruba Dutch 7100. My eye is free. Awesome. Glad to hear it. I assume I know who you are, actually. So awesome.
That is Andrew.
Yeah, glad that you solved it. Why is he? Okay,
right.
Hold on. Yeah. Why? Okay, why? Okay, Matt, why are you Cryptid Candle 75?
Because I just created an account.
Okay.
For Microsoft, and Xbox website is being a pain in my butt and won't let me change it to another name.
Go.
Was there an option to like set the name when you were first creating the account? I guarantee you there was.
No, there isn't.
Okay.
What I will say with this, back on topic,
yes, sorry,
is this looks like this, as I said previously, this looks a lot like Carbon in my opinion. Okay. It doesn't look like Payback. It kind of looks okay. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out. Like, when's it coming out? November 8th?
Yeah.
So it's only a couple of months away. So I'm actually interested in this Need for Speed. Like, if they get the police chases and everything right, and they kind of stick to a whole Carbon kind of thing, because that's what Carbon had. Like, you would race around the streets, and then you'd have to go out to the valley and, like, do competitive races, and you'd like, fall off a cliff and kill yourself.
Thanks for the follow, Rubber Duck.
Appreciate it. So I'm actually kind of excited for this. If they get it right, then.
Hello? Okay. Thanks for the follow. Cryptic Candle, Matt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
All right. Anyway,
Hang on.
yeah.
I'm gonna do it too really fast, might as well.
Thanks for the
Don't
follow.
forget to follow that YouTube channel.
Thanks for the follow at Master Blader. Mike.
You're welcome.
You know what?
Did we follow
You know
ourselves?
what? Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta build up our repertoire somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
so what?
I saw that, Anthony.
What'd you
Pretty
do?
shit.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah. Has everyone seen the trailer?
Fine.
Has everyone seen the trailer here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably watch it silently.
It's not kind of like this whole like 80s vaporwave outrun vibe. You know, there's lots of like saturated pink, purple, and like light blue tones
I've
and
been
everything.
banned for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Calm
people
down.
were kind of saying there was like, Vice City finally has a racing game. Huzzah.
Yeah, yeah. Which kind of made sense. Just like if the entire theme is to outrun cops and whatnot, then the whole outrun thing kind of made sense. I hope there's a DeLorean in the game. I just have to say, I hope there's like a DeLorean because that is just like such a classic '80s car, you know?
Well,
I think
yeah,
that would
and
really
that was the thing in
make it.
that was the thing in Carbon as well, because you had the different like you could race in muscle cars and exotics, like change what you're racing in, and they have like different series, which is cool.
Yeah. You think? Okay, Mike. Do you think they'll try and tack on a story to this one, or what do you think?
Honestly, I'm not really too sure because, I mean, the first Need for Speed, I should go ahead and say, I did go to play when it was underground,
Yeah.
but I do admit that I did actually like Most Wanted.
Okay.
Continual amounts. Then I
Yeah.
played the game that came after that. I finished it, but kind of lost interest. And then that's when EA just started to just get their hands all over the place.
Yeah.
I
But,
must-
I would say that it would be nice if there was a story, especially if they're going out of their way to talk about all these things like being able to pay off the police or all these extra what have yous of this and that. So it would be
Yeah.
nice, but it's kind of hard to say.
Can I set up a payment plan, $50 a week, please, officer,
Yeah.
to pay off my phone?
No,
Is that 60
I'll
US
be
or
happy to
AU?
pay you a 50 on Tuesday for a hamburger today, officer.
I mean, I doubt the cops get paid in Monopoly money, so Aussie cash won't count.
I will say,
That's
when
interesting.
Criterion was making their game, when Criterion was doing like Hot Pursuit, and I think they did Most Wanted as well, the newer Most Wanted and the newer Hot Pursuit. Those two, like Most Wanted wasn't really that good,
Yeah.
but Hot Pursuit was really good.
Okay.
It was also very Burnout-esque.
Yeah.
Worked on the whole Burnout series and all that kind of thing. So
Okay.
now Criterion's gone, aren't they?
I think so.
Bust,
think they're
yeah.
There
killed.
does seem like there is elements that can lend very well to a story, or at least some sort of like active world
Okay.
type thing.
The story in the 2015 reboot was just like cringe and garbage. They used how like some of the older games, like games in the 80s and 90s, try to use like live action stuff for like cutscenes in the games. That's literally what the 2015 game did. And then
Carbon did that. As well, I
Carbon did that?
think.
Okay. I never played Carbon. And also, what's it called? Oh yeah, and then Payback was like, okay, it was decent. The story was just absolute garbage, you know? It was really cheesy. The voice acting was garbage all over the place. The story itself didn't make a lot of sense, you know? It was just like, oh, this is like, we've reached peak, like, this is what a corporate businessman thinks gamers like. And that was that game. That was peak, that. Matt, I know you're not the biggest fan of racing games. Does this at all appeal to you?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
They
I
respect your
don't
honesty.
care. I don't care for racing games a single bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Like, this just looks generic. It's still pretty generic to me. It's like, oh, I guess we still have another nighttime versus daytime racing mode. Okay,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Well, I mean, that and also just to raise up two other quick points, because it's like, I can understand for where Matt's coming from, because, I mean, mind you that we all have a lot of racing games nowadays, of course. And, for most people, it's either Forza or Mario Kart, so, kind of one or the other. So,
Yeah.
to have other racing games try to go ahead and squeeze in there, because I don't think a lot of people are playing the Crew 2 anymore.
Project
Oh, yeah, that
Cars
game
is good
exists.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, have fun remembering. It was actually fairly good. I liked it, but it's like, yeah, Forza is much more memorable. But
Okay.
the other thing that's also kind of rubbing me the wrong way, just a slight bit, was the announcement date. That apparently this is coming out on November 8th.
Of this year, right?
Oh yeah, of this year. So
And
it's
this
like,
is like the strange thing to me. Why didn't they show this at E3? Like,
Yeah,
EA
exactly.
Play had literally nothing new outside of whatever that Star Wars
Star
race
Wars.
game is.
yeah, no, outside of Fallen Order,
Yeah.
I don't even remember what EA even showed. Because even Anthem got
All
kind of like
games.
spoke about it. No, Anthem got more talk time than Need for Speed. Let's bear that in mind too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of confuses me why, why would you show this now for a game that's coming out in 3 months? Because I could understand at least in Mortal Kombat's case, or Mortal Kombat 11, that, yeah, the game's been in development for a while, we were expecting it to come out, and now at long last it's coming out in, 4 or 5 months. Okay, cool deal.
Yeah.
Why go ahead and announce the Need for Speed right now, and then 3 months later, that's when it's actually going to be coming out? It's like you're not giving yourself that time to get people excited, if there was anything to be excited about for an EA title, that is. But
Oof. Oof.
I'm sorry, EA hurt me.
I'm never excited for an EA title. I'm always excited for a Respawn title, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but then of course, EA got their hands on Respawn too, so enjoy your $170 axe.
Oof. Yeah.
One thing I wish EA would do, even though is another Pro Street, to be honest.
As another what?
A Pro Street. Need to be Pro
Oh,
Street.
okay.
That was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, maybe Need for Speed Heat will be a back to basics, perhaps, for the Need for Speed series, to which, if that's what they do, cool deal. We'll see how that plays out. But other than that, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, one big thing for me is just like, I don't really like the addition of cops in racing games. Because, it's just like, I play a racing game, I just want to drive around and, like, race or, like, drift and whatnot and have fun, right? But then it's just like...
Forza.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. That's why I like Forza so much, right? It's just like I have this massive open landscape to drive around in, which is fantastic. And, but then it's just like, look at like Need for Speed or something. It's just like, I'm trying to drive around, do my thing. There's a cop pulling me, trying to pull me over. And now I have to like go deviate so much from the route I need to go and everything that it's just like, oh.
The joys of legalized racing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anything else to say about what is this game called? Need for Speed Heat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Need for Speed Heat.
Eat.
E.
Need
for Speed E. Okay. No, all right. So, let's take a break from hating on EA. We'll get back to that a little bit later. But Mike, tell us
I had
about
a good-
Australia banning something.
Okay, so
As usual.
I'm sorry, Anthony. It's so easy to talk about how Australia hates everything when it comes to video games, and this is just another example of it, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
yes, for those of you who do go ahead and enjoy themselves some Smash, as you know, 2 weeks ago, Smash Ultimate had the release of Hero from Dragon Quest. And Hero, pretty cool character, awesome representation for, a character, as a character 4, I guess you could say, but of someone from a long-running RPG series. But the only problem, though, is that the character has only been out for like 2-3 weeks, and already the calls of banning the character is already in play now. So much so that South Australia, has actually made the official announcement on their Twitter that Hero is now banned from competitive play from here going forward until further notice.
Okay, can you clarify what South Australia is? Because I don't think a government body is exactly going to say you can't play this character in Smash.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is that, like whether if it's the US or any other country or whatever, you do have a community that does go ahead to run official, or, as closest to official games for Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like covering a region of sorts. So like, where I'm at, I'm like West Texas or El Paso. And it's like, everyone follows these sets of rules that goes ahead to follow that follows the structure.
Yeah.
And apparently that for what Hero does, in case if anyone doesn't know, Hero could be seen as a really luck-based character, to where for his smash attacks, he actually can perform a critical hit that doubles both the damage and the knockback that Hero does. It's a 1 in 8 chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then his down B was the command selection, which allows him to pick for one of 4 spells to go ahead and use during the match out of a pool of 16. And some of the things that they could do could range from something simple as a projectile, putting the enemy to sleep, setting up a reflect, killing your opponent in one hit, regardless of whatever, and also a whole bunch of fun stuff that's called Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
And yeah, this has been a conversation going on in a bunch of the communities. That South Australia just was the first community that decided to just pull the trigger on it and just say heroes banned, period.
Nice.
And right now, a lot of people are kind of split on whether if he should be banned or not, because Smash has like a few characters that do have some RNG to them, such as Mr. Damon Watch's 9-hammer or Peach being able to pull up a bomb instead of a turnip. But Hero kind of takes it to the next level, so much so that a lot of people are just upset if they get thwacked at 0% or critical at 10 and they just die immediately because of it.
Well, that's a little bit brutal there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's just nothing you can do about that, right? You know, it's just
Yeah,
like, oh.
well, essentially, it's nothing new about characters getting banned, because Meta Knight was banned back in Brawl, Bayonetta was banned in Smash 4, but, eventually characters did go ahead to get leaned up or balanced out, where it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe if you don't abuse it too much. Ice Climber's Infinity Grab from Melee, if I remember that one too.
Yeah.
But, essentially, though, a lot of people, though, right now are really, like, hell-bent on just saying that Hero's just banned, period. No further discussion. Even if he gets bounced, that's still not going to change the fact that his random number generator is too much for professional Smash players to handle, apparently.
Which is fair. You know what? I'm in esports. I'm all for removing as much RNG as possible. So, yeah. I don't know. That.
Yeah, and honestly, that kind of makes me wonder, because fair forewarning, I'm actually going to be talking about this in a small little editorial coming up here pretty quick. But I did make mention of how it feels like for Sakurai, he designed the character Hero to not necessarily be competitive, but just something that's more fun for a casual base.
Okay.
To which, if that's what it was, if that's the design idea for Sakurai, all the more power to him. And technically, I don't really know if a lot of people are going to be raising hell about Hero getting banned when you have 70 plus other characters you can still use, but...
He's the plasma pistol of Smash. Oof.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, fair enough, Kevin. That's a good way to put it, but...
You know what? It's like, to be fair, Sakurai, in my opinion, like, he owes nothing to the community over the way they treated him over Waluigi not being in Smash. It's like, for the
You're
love
still mad about
I
that.
still
Why
am.
did
It's
the
like, that was
community
absolute...
put Waluigi in with the Twin Towers? That's what I'm still trying to figure out.
That was absolutely disgusting. It's like the whole lead up to Smash and Waluigi is just like, so it's like, to me, it's like, he owes us nothing. He owes the Smash community nothing. That's the thing.
Yeah, but right now, though, it's like, who knows what's going to happen with Hero, if this is going to be something that is going to be balanced out to a point where it's okay to keep him in or not. Because, again, a lot of communities right now are saying it's too soon to say. Again, he's only been out for like 2-3 weeks, so, we got to see if it's really going to be as bad of it as it's going to be. But then, at the same time, though, it's like, he's a character who can take someone out at 0%. It's really rare if that's actually going to happen, but that's still a problem for that 1% chance. Essentially take the Batman approach of saying if there's a 1% chance of him being a threat, we must ban him.
Yeah.
Ban Superman.
Yeah, ban Superman. Alright, so, Matt, I'm
sorry! Or I don't know if that was in reference to me from Kevin's comment, but I'm sorry.
It probably was. Like, there's really low latency on Mixer, so it's, pretty close to instant. Matt, you kind of, I don't want to say follow the Smash scene, but you're certainly more well-versed in it than I am. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, Sultan?
I mean, weird... RNG is a pretty common thing with Smash, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there are just these weird events that just, like, happen out of RNG.
Yeah.
Like... one of the most famous ones back in Melee or Brawl, I forget which one. There was like a glitch where your character barely takes any like half damage and it's no knockback.
Okay.
And it's just like something that would happen, but like glitches like that are fairly accepted. They're understood. They have names and they're respected.
Yeah.
But when RNG as an element is introduced as a character, it's never gone well.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I mean-
in like CS:GO and everything, someone lands a shot jumping out a window. Bullets gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, in any
Yeah.
competitive space, RNG has never been like, from CS:GO to League of Legends to StarCraft. I mean, StarCraft probably has the least.
Yeah, StarCraft has actually 0 RNG.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only time I can think of a character that's had any kind of random number generated to them has been Faust from Guilty Gear, which is the doctor with the paper bag over his head who could just randomly toss out items at random, and it's like, yeah, he could toss out a mini-me, a hammer, or whatever, or he could just throw out a black hole and meteors, or apparently a golden hammer that apparently stuns you on hits. So it's like. But Faust isn't banned though. In fact, everyone loves to see Faust whenever he makes top 8. But yeah, for Hero though, again, it's really hard to say. Again, too soon to say. But yeah, Hero could very well be the first perma-banned character ever in the history of Smash.
I imagine that Nintendo and Sakurai is going to balance him in some way.
I hope not.
Just at least
as a
make
giant
balance
middle
pants.
finger.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they could balance him, but the problem though is that if he was designed to be RNG, then technically speaking, he's still going to be RNG.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Make the critical hit go from 1 in 8 to 1 in 10? That's still 10% chance you're going to do double damage. I mean, mind you, maybe you could take the critical hit and make it to where it's like 1.25 instead of just double, maybe. But I mean, outside that though, you got to come up with some means of trying to make it so that he's not exactly someone who can do 50% damage in one attack, essentially.
Yeah.
Need for Speed, yeet.
Yeah.
I like it.
Kevin brings up Hearthstone started dying over RNG. Pros hate it, but it allows the actual base to have fun. Most people just want to have fun, and pros only make up a fraction of the population. You see, that's actually, and I'm by no means a Hearthstone pro, that's actually why I quit playing Hearthstone, since it got to be way too much RNG for me to play. It's like, I don't like RNG in games. Like, a healthy amount of it is fine, sure, don't get me wrong, but it's like, in a skill-based game and you have RNG, it's just like, that's too much fun.
You have to respect the bullet going somewhere sometimes, though. Because at least when... that was a cause and action with that type of stuff. They made an attempt at something. They made a risk at making a play, and the RNG just happened to work out, but there was risk involved in such thing. There's not necessarily, like, in Hearthstone, there's... At least nowadays, there's not as much risk with the weird amount of RNG it has now.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know, just something he said over is just like playing a random, like getting a card or whatever, and it's like my opponent plays a random draw an actual, it's like draw an actual card, and it's like, oh, they suddenly have like a 10-10 on like turn 4, and it's just like, what do you do against that? Nothing. It's like, all right, stop it. Okay, Anthony, what do you think?
I don't know. So I haven't really that versed of Smash universe in a sense. I've only played Smash on Wii, which was Brawl.
The best one.
No longer own a Switch. Yeah, what's the best one? No longer own a Switch. I did actually play the Wii U one. Like, I didn't own it, but I did play it a couple times. And it's really a fan.
Yeah.
So I'm not versed in esports or in like Smash talk or anything like that. But if someone is just randomly tossing out items, no matter what kind of game it is, like if you apply this to like CS:GO or something, it's very unpredictable. It's unfair, and I think that maybe he needs to be buffed or just banned altogether. I think they may have made the decision a little bit too early, because he's only been out for a couple.
You don't buff a broken character. That's adding insanity on top of more insanity.
No, what you do?
A hero is just a dumb name.
Yeah. It is a dumb name.
What you do as like the ultimate middle finger, what you do,
PlayStation.
That was actually a really fun game.
I wish that game worked out better than it did. That's all I'll say.
Could have been slightly more tweaked for the better, but
Yeah.
Good concept, not good execution.
It's like how I think they should rework Hero is they need to make it so that he just has a random % chance to insta-kill. I think that's the balanced decision there.
No.
Yes, I think so. I think that's the proper move. No, I think that's the
Well,
proper
I mean,
move. Okay.
You think it is just
that's
because
already
you find
been
it
shown.
funny.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's
If he's gonna be
Instant in any fashion in fighting games are just dumb.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if he's gonna be perma-banned in the competitive scene, though, anyway, then it's like, might as well have fun with it at this point. If I was Sakurai, I would just be like, all right, hold on, how can I screw with people here?
Yeah, but no, that was actually shown.
Just
in a
revert
recent
Bayonetta to
tournament.
what she
It
was.
was actually shown that a character used thwack on someone at 0%, and they were just immediately killed, and that just ended the match right there.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, it has been documented that this does happen. So it's like, that's not going to help the conversation about keeping Hero in if that's the case.
I guess you could also make the argument that, you know what? People just don't have the level of skill to play against Hero, because the simple solution is to just dodge all his attacks.
Yeah, right. Dodge.
Yeah,
Taylor, I dare you to dodge Kenny
I
has
showed
some
a picture.
flick shots.
I showed a picture where one of Hero's attacks literally engulfs the entire stage. Don't exactly know how you dodge something like that.
iframes.
Triple
I don't
jump,
know.
go.
Iframes. I don't know.
There are points where it's literally impossible to dodge.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm messing around with this here. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the
Yeah,
joke.
yeah.
Of being able to say, oh, yeah, just get good and
Yeah,
dodge.
just get good. Come on. Yeah.
Get good. Get your KD above 1. Come on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hero is the biggest, just like get good message from Sakurai. Yeah.
it's like, shut up and have fun.
Yeah.
And don't ask me for anything ever again if you're going to be like this.
I quit.
Forget your Waluigi.
Yeah.
I'm going to remove him as an assist trophy.
I still
Is
hold
Wario in Smash?
as an assist trophy.
Oh.
Yeah, just remove Waluigi altogether.
Yeah. I still hold to the fact that they were originally planning on having Waluigi and or Wario in Smash Ultimate, but he decided it's like after, before revealing him and all the backlash he got for not having Waluigi in Smash, he decided, you know what? No, he's being demoted. That's what. I think.
Here's what he does. He releases Waluigi as a playable character and makes him absolute garbage tier and just says get good.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. It's like, you want to win with Waluigi? Get good. Come on. Remember, it's technically possible to win against any character in Smash. You
just
gotta
have to
get
be good enough.
Yeah, just have to be good enough. Exactly.
Remember in the meta of
Jigglypuff was seen as one of the worst characters in Melee, and then suddenly moved up as a usable character.
the hard meta of Fox and Marth and just hard macro Jigglypuff.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? 1v1 me. Thoughts only.
Kirby
final
as well.
destination.
Kirby destroyed.
Oh man.
$100 with Kirby is some of the most hilarious games I've watched.
Halo news? What Halo
Yeah,
news?
well, Halo news. Hold on, we might have some breaking news.
Okay,
here.
no, I just... this
yeah.
is breaking news. This shows that this was just posted right now, which ironically kind of almost looks just like the Anthem news we were going to talk about, actually.
What is it?
What is this? I know.
Halo? Yeah,
Oh.
Kevin just posted it. So
Okay.
apparently Halo Infinite's creative director leaves company.
This
Almost
is
just
old.
like
This is 3
Anthem's
days
director leaving his company.
Yeah, speaking
Hey,
of leaving
sweet
companies.
segue.
Perfect
Let's go. 18 plus rating.
This has to be posted on YouTube still.
I know.
Yes, I have to edit it.
It's not that hard.
Okay,
Do you,
go for it.
do you understand the whole
No.
YouTube algorithm, how that
Yeah,
works
do
and
it.
everything? Where it's like, if you have, it's like, YouTube has like an AI bot that scans the freaking waveform of YouTube videos, and it finds the specific waveform for like the sensor beep and everything. In the first third of the video, the algorithm automatically treats it like garbage.
Yes, I do know that.
Okay. Okay, anyway.
So, thank you.
Yes.
That's why you just cut the audio for a second and make it easier.
Yeah, so basically the Halo news is a couple of days old now. This thing.
Okay. Are we doing?
Tech Raptor posted it 2 days ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving onward.
Yeah. Who
What's
else
that?
left somewhere, Matt?
Yes. After 8 years with the company, Ben Irving announced on August 18th that he's leaving BioWare.
Who's Ben Irving?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Ben Irving is the lead producer at BioWare who's been leading the Anthem project.
Okay.
He is, what else has he worked on? He's also worked on the MMORPG Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oof.
And he's been working on, yeah, I know. And he's been working on Anthem after leaving the Old Republic.
Thank you for the Sparts, Kevin's Corner.
Hey.
What do I do with Sparts? I don't know.
I don't.
What did I do?
Basically, it's
I
kind
think
of like a thing to just make everything look fancy.
Okay, who knows?
Lovely.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I need to tab back to.
Wait, let's ban him. No, no.
100 sparks from Mike here. Okay.
Stars.
I'm
What
never
am I
gonna
gonna
get on.
We love you, Mixer. Sponsor us.
Okay. Anyway, so as we were saying,
It's been obvious since Anthem's released back in February that the game has struggled quite a bit.
No way.
A major post-launch content pack called Cataclysm was delayed several times before BioWare quietly released it last week, and it has not met good reception to say the least.
it was on the PTR for like 2 months.
Oh god, it was.
Yeah.
It's been
It's been on the PTR for 2 months and delayed for like 3 months. So it's
Yeah.
like the initial release date has been
Yeah.
pushed back a while to say the least.
Yeah.
Irving has referenced some of the difficulties Anthem has post-launch in his farewell message, saying, "I've really enjoyed interacting with Anthem community streams, Twitter, and Reddit through the good times and through the tough times." What good times?
more than the other, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I saw the Twitter thread for this, and he's like, "Gee, I really appreciate working for BioWare and this and that and blah blah blah, and they're a really good team." And then you look at all the comments, and it's like, "Traitor, idiot! You said you're gonna stay with the company, now you're bailing right at this point. What do you think you're doing?" All this absolute hate. It's like, yeah, I'm not really surprised because he did say probably about a year back now, that he was going to be, dedicated to the project and this and that and everything else, and now it's gone to hell, basically. And now, oh, quick, let's bail.
Honestly, my spicy take on this, I think you got fired.
Ooh.
Oh, it's like resign or we're firing you.
Yeah, exactly. I think you got fired. It's like either leave with dignity
So instead
or
of
we're gonna
BioWare,
make it
just
public that
ta-
we're firing
sorry.
you. It's like,
Okay,
yeah.
so what you're saying is that instead of just BioWare being taken around the back of to the back of the barn with EA and their infamous double-barreled shotgun ready to go to put another dog down into the infinity graveyard, that's EA's.
This is a
miscellaneous
hyper-specific
companies,
analogy, but okay.
that they just decide to go ahead and just make a
Ignores
mortar out of
Warframe.
just one person.
Yeah,
guess,
that's a
for
good
a reason.
example. I don't know. I actually.
I'm sorry. Again,
Oh.
it's like this is just another situation of just
you
EA
complained to
being
me about
EA,
cursing.
and that someone
What
else
the
is
Sparks
just
do?
being.
I don't know.
I'm trying to
Sparks
figure this
does
out.
Are they like bits?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh.
Apparently, you can use them.
For what?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so yeah.
Great stream, everyone.
Yeah. This stream is just like
That's
so
right,
disorganized. We're trying to talk about the gaming topics, like conversation having about the gaming topics, of conversation having about the intricacies of Mixer. This is awesome. Welcome to Mixer, guys.
Sparks are a site-wide
Promoting
currency.
our sponsors and our own stuff.
Yeah.
You acquire these by watching
By the
streams
way,
and
if you
streaming
wanna-
yourself. They can be used on things like purchasing teams or using the interactive controls on streams.
David Taylor.
You know what has to happen now, right? Come on now.
Is it 20
You start
minutes?
dancing?
No, I just deleted the message.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to
didn't
say
actually-
this is a positive thing necessarily, but like maybe it is time, for it to Anthem to change hands. It's like obviously what this dude is doing and like the direction he wanted to take the game in isn't working, right? So it's
Yeah.
like maybe it's time.
Remember, he approved the blue filter.
Oh no.
I don't recall if the item drop has improved or not either.
It has on GM2 and 3. It has significantly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, at long last, I guess then.
Mhm.
Sorry, I just decided to still. Just
They were
have-
still building the game, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, after like what, 7 years, we're still working on it.
It was like 7
More
years
like-
of concept work, or rather like 5.5 years worth of concept year, and then a year and a half of actual development time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. Okay.
I really hate to talk about Anthem, honestly. I want it to be good, but it's like no matter how many times I played, it's like the game continues to just slap me in the face, saying, "Why did you come back? Go away!
It's like, why are
We
you
don't want
here? Why are you here?
I'm sorry. I want to
Shoot.
love you."
Shoo.
Yeah. The Anthem subreddit is like the most interesting experiment in like watching the mental health of a player base slowly deteriorate before taking on like an abusive emotional roller coaster by the developers and everything. You know, it's just like it's not healthy. If you're like a super fan of Anthem, that can't be healthy for you. It's like being a Team Liquid fan in 2016.
I'm suffocating from too much laughter right now.
Hey, it's spicy one, Taylor.
Yeah.
I get the reference.
Yeah. It's like being a FaZe Clan fan now. You either beat like the number 2 and 1 team in the world on one day, and then the next day you're losing to an MDL Open team. Yeah, okay.
You mean Virtus Pro?
Yes.
Now, see, Liquid could never beat a 1 or 2 team because they would face him in the finals and just proceed to choke a 15-9 lead. Let's be honest here.
Very true. May or may not onset by the most RNG BS play that gets passed around is like the most amazing clip of all time. It's like, no. Anyway, jaded CSGO references. I'm sorry, people. Yeah. So, Anthony, did you ever play Anthem? Did you ever play Anthem?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You have it on your PS4 now, don't you?
Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah, you were
Why?
you were held at gunpoint
Because
by
forced
EA.
on
They
you.
told
It
you to
came
play.
with the console, dude.
Sell it on. Oh wait.
Is it safe to go ahead and lower them the ear?
Yes, go ahead.
What do you think I was like?
Okay.
What do you think the joke was gonna be?
We got
Hey.
400. That's Spark still, but it has a taco now. What can I
Thank
do
you
with
for
the
your
taco?
tacos.
Yeah. No, seriously, what can I do
I'll
with
take
the taco?
tacos.
Yeah, what are the tacos?
Kevin gave us tacos.
Okay.
Be happy.
Awesome.
Let's ban him.
No, I like tacos.
No, we don't ban over tacos.
They have tacos in Australia, right?
No way.
There's no
They
tacos
don't?
in Australia.
Okay.
Anyway,
Not
okay, Anthony,
surprising.
how was your experience?
That's
with
another
Anthem?
thing that was banned.
Anthony, how was your experience with Anthem? Let's say.
I've kind of discussed this. I don't mind the gunplay. I don't mind the world. Like the. Okay, I don't like the world. I don't mind the gunplay, and that's about it. I hate the whole Port Tarsus. It's boring. I'm not a fan.
What about the flying?
Yeah, it could
Do
be
you
a
like
lot
flying?
better.
Oh,
Could be a
okay.
lot better in my
So-
opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Could be a lot better.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I haven't picked up Anthem. I've got it obviously, but I haven't played it for probably since week 1 of having my PS4. And since then I've played it about 4 times. And then I haven't gone back. And it's a game where people either absolutely love it or absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
about 4 people absolutely love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you try to go on their Twitch right now, you could probably count the amount of people playing the game right now with one hand.
Yeah, let's do
And a
that
close
actually.
fist.
Let's do twitch.tv. Of course, there's gonna
This
be
is
the,
cool.
there's gonna be
No,
the
no,
autoplay with
no.
audio.
Mixer. Come on.
Well,
Well, no, we're gonna do a mixer too, but we need to go ahead and be fair about this.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Let's
Ah,
look over at
So
Anthem.
back to the Sparks thing.
Sure.
You can have interactive games like Minecraft and whatnot.
Anthem on
Where
Twitch
people-
currently has 130 viewers.
That game.
And apparently one person has half that number.
Yeah, The Legend of
Interesting.
Zelda
Oh,
Ocarina
wow.
of Time has more viewers than Anthem on Twitch.
Yay.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so now for the next 10 minutes, we're gonna go over all the games that have more viewers than Anthem.
How many? Wait, games. Here we go. How many's on Mixer?
Oh man, okay.
Okay,
It's
now-
75.
Metal Gear Solid 3 has more viewers than Anthem
bes-
does.
Beside Anthem, you've got SingStar.
Oh god. Let's see.
Oh no.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 has more viewers on Twitch than Anthem does right now.
Because Metal Gear Solid 3 is a good game.
True. Let's see, the top like 10 or so games or 12 games on Twitch are Fortnite, League, GTA 5, Overwatch, Just Chatting, Black Ops 4, CSGO, Dota 2.
Oh, on
Minecraft,
Anthem, you got
Minecraft,
Fortnite
and
Music,
PUBG.
Paladins, Apex Legends, Smite, No Man's Sky, Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah.
PUBG, Black Ops 4.
Minecraft is making a comeback. And
Yeah,
I
it
love
really is.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, they confirmed recently though that their Super Duper Pack was canceled, right?
Did anyone think that was going to work out? or like be a good idea from the get-go. Like the
Their what was
the
canceled?
super duper like ultra 4K textures pack and everything that Microsoft was developing for Minecraft.
To make Minecraft look more realistic than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just get mods for that.
Yeah, it got canceled because the Xbox One is a potato.
These get shaded.
True.
Hey, I love my potato egg, so I'll have you know.
You
My
just get
potato one.
shader pack.
I love my potato one.
No, it's the Potato 1X. There is a difference. It is the most powerful console that a lot of people apparently neglect.
Oh yeah, fair.
Oh, this is awesome.
What?
It's basically like an interactive thing. Once you're in the game and connected to Mixer, viewers will see various types of controls on the screen that allow them to participate in your gameplay. Their actions are sent down to your game and affect the action instantly.
For
So it's
what
like
game?
an interact. They've got like Minecraft, a couple of different games that they support with this.
Okay.
To help Minecraft because this is a
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Yeah.
platform.
Like they've got a joystick, they got a couple of different things. So it's like you host the game,
Uh-huh.
but the stream then interacts with the gameplay. That's a pretty awesome idea.
Okay.
There's a couple games like that already exist.
Should we do a Mitzer plays Minecraft?
Yeah, sure.
Just like old Twitch plays Pokemon? I don't know.
I kind of wish that kind of kept going. I love the idea of having a 10-year-old kid just drop on his knees and screaming at the top of his lungs as like 10,000 people tell him to keep going up or right.
Yeah. Anarchy! Anyway,
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Alright, is there anyone else want to weigh in on the whole Anthem thing? Like, do we think this guy leaving is a good sign, bad sign? Personally, I think he was probably fired, and
It's about time for change.
yeah, exactly. I
Got
think
it.
this is
Well,
probably
I
one of
mean,
the better things for
everyone
Anthem.
everyone is kind of in agreement that the only thing that's going to save Anthem at this point is for Anthem to just take the Final Fantasy XIV approach and just reborn itself at this point.
Yeah. If you read our group article that was published as COG the other week or so, it was like a bunch of, myself included, a bunch of the editorial writers got together, did a group article saying it's like, how do you handle PR after a really bad game launch and everything? And I mentioned in my bit specifically how it's like, you know, there's literally lore written into Anthem, so that if they wanted to do like a Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn sort of thing, do like a soft reboot of the world and everything, or even a hard reboot of the world, they could. Like there's the lore mechanics exist for it. So, I don't know, I get the feeling that in March of 2020, Anthem will be a very different game than it is now.
Meh.
That's
I
what I
hope
think.
so, or at least set to a point to where it's engaging as it should have been.
And by
when it
very
first-
different game, I mean the corpse rotting out back behind the barn.
I think it'll be dead. Like give it
Okay.
it'll just be dead.
Okay.
EA needs to keep that
Dead.
shotgun fresh.
The bullet in the brain head.
Oof. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It's just a bad game.
Just not
Bad
good.
game.
Not good.
Don't try and support a bad game.
BioWare's not a good company. Noted.
Yeah.
Don't at me. Anyone have any hope for Dragon
Don't
Age
at me.
5 and or
what?
Dragon Age 4
Ah,
and or the next Mass Effect? Because both are in the works.
I have no hope, Rare. Like,
Dragon Age. What?
I don't doubt Dragon Age might be half decent,
Okay.
but as terms of a Mass Effect game, no.
See, I just don't know where they're gonna go with the whole Mass Effect thing at this point. You know.
I actually saw a really fascinating idea
Mm-hmm.
of that would have made a really cool story.
Okay.
It's like, you know, what are the big machines called that came
The
in
Reapers?
like wiped? Yes, I thought that was it, but it sounded too edgy. It was like the Reapers would come and they would like give technology.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your players would see them, but they would know that like something was off. Like these things weren't right. They just fell off. And given our known history, meta history of the game, we know it's about to happen. But they did something actually beneficial, or they did something to the environment, and like they would just show like it would evolve into a story of how these Reapers are actually tools for experimentation on galaxies, and it's just like for this one giant race of like intergalactic beings. And it was just these Reapers would just be like on our Milky Way system, it would just, you know, wipe life.
Mhm.
But on this system, it would experiment with life in a different way. And it was just like you could take that to different galaxies and explore different avenues of story with that. I thought that was a really cool concept made by a fan.
Sure.
It was just something I
Okay.
saw as a concept.
It
I'm
would
like,
be
it's
nice,
pretty
but-
cool.
Okay.
It's at least gives you tools for a story.
Yeah, maybe. Although I would think, I guess maybe come to think a little bit more about it. I would say we might get a prequel sort of thing for Mass Effect now. That's I think
How
that
would
might
you?
be the next thing in the pipe. Whether or not it's just like you're playing as Commander Shepard in his early years, or you know, just like you go back even further and you play as a bunch of Asari or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like that, you know, Dragon Age 4 is going to be BioWare's last attempt to try to get on EA's good side, because, you know, if you have Mass Effect Andromeda, Anthem, and Dragon Age 4 all do poorly, can you really say or be shocked if you find out at a later time that EA decided to go ahead and close down BioWare?
No.
Or to
Dragon
go ahead and
Age.
absorb it into itself?
I mean, my last hope for EA was Anthem, and they shot that pretty hard behind the barn, didn't they?
Inquisition wasn't bad. Dragon
No.
Age Inquisition. That had a lot of, like, I personally didn't like it, but it had a lot of diehard fans and people did like it. I think it won Game of the Year, didn't it?
Yeah, speaking of,
Yes,
it
but
came
we-
out in 2014, but like
Yeah.
2014 was a super light year, to be
Yes,
honest.
like
yeah.
we looked up what came out that year, and like nothing of note else came out.
Yeah,
The only reason
think-
Inquisition made a splash in the water is because it managed to win Game of the Year.
right.
Yeah. I really think what EA needs to do is, like, change BioWare's staff completely. That with EA's history, they're just... I mean, EA's staff needs to change, like, get a new CEO, get a new, you know, director, linking all the other developers underneath them. And then revamp BioWare completely. Make it a new company, bring on new talent, and start again. Go back to basics. See what actually worked for them back in the early 2000s, 2010s, and whatever.
Yeah.
And just get back there. Doing all this stuff and trying to have the EA logo. It's not good.
Not good. Not good. It's just not good.
Zero confidence.
It's not good.
All right. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Okay. So more to it's like that whole thing. Also, it's just like I kind of worries. It's like how much more resources does EA and or BioWare want to dump into Anthem? Like, are they legitimately
Yeah.
more committed to it, or do you think maybe a calculation will get done so that it's just like, you know what, it'll be better if we can get all hands on deck at BioWare to work on Dragon Age 4 and then subsequently the next Mass Effect, so that we can make those two games the next possible? Or do you think it's like it'd be better to, you know, kind of the split things they're doing and everything now, where you have Austin working on Anthem and then Edmonton, which is the head BioWare studio, doing the big name stuff?
I mean,
technically speaking, they put so much money into Anthem. I feel like if they were to just go ahead and just chop the head off the horse at this point, it's like you're not going to get any more mileage out of it. So
Okay.
it's
but
like,
are they getting?
pretty sure that no matter what, they're going to be
mileage
dragging the corpse along the ground so that it's able to do something still at this point.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine that with all the hype that was being put into
Mhm.
Anthem, that they just decide that, you know, just cut it. Because I could understand that in touch with Mass Effect Andromeda, because that
Okay.
was kind of iffy, so to
Yeah.
speak. But
Good
they
night.
put so much time and money into Anthem, or time, I guess I should put it like in quotations. But, you know, I can't imagine that they would just give up on Anthem so quickly. Or at least, you know, not just
Yeah.
completely cut it, so to speak.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of my hope, but then I won't be surprised if we were to find out that tomorrow that, you know, all ties with Anthem has been severed. And
Yeah.
I'm sure if that was to happen, I'm sure there would be a big backlash of people demanding their money back, or at least part of their money, to be
Right.
used for, like, I don't know, FIFA tokens or something. I don't know.
Well, at least like the thing is though, is just like, I don't know, when they pulled the plug on Mass Effect Andromeda, it's like people didn't want a refund because like there was a substantial game in terms of like content and like things to do already there and everything. So it's like, and it's like with Anthem, you
Okay.
kind of get the same thing. You know, it's like there is a decent
Because it's
bit
not
to
a
do.
game to the service.
There is
Right.
a game, but it's not a live service game.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly, I think, you know, I would make this, if I was an EA exec, I would get the heads of BioWare, Austin, and Edmonton in my office for like lunch or something. Let's have like sushi or something, you know. And it's just like, it's like here's what I want to happen. It's like I want you guys to pull the plug on Anthem, divert all the resources you need between both studios, into Dragon Age 4 and the upcoming Mass Effect, make those the best games they can possibly be, and if those things go well, maybe we can talk about revisiting Anthem in some sort of capacity.
Okay, better idea.
Yeah.
Legit, why don't they do this? Why don't they completely scrap Anthem, like the whole single-player mechanic of it? Get the guys from Respawn to come on over who did Apex Legends, turn it into a mech fighting game.
Ooh. Yeah, just play pure combat.
Just scrap the whole of Anthem completely. Basically, take the Apex engine, take all the assets from Apex Legends, clone it in a sense, give it a new map that have like mech combat in it. I don't know. It might make money that way. Like,
so what you're saying is like you want Apex Legends but with mechs. So you want Titanfall.
I mean,
I was about to say, just play Titanfall.
You want Titanfall.
I'm saying.
No, but it's what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Well, honestly,
Okay. People
You want a Titanfall Battle Royale. Congratulations, you got Apex Legends.
Yeah, I
Closest
know,
we get,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it might be a way for them to make money. So,
Oh,
like,
okay.
people might buy it. It's not necessarily that I want it, but people might.
Honestly, I think they're just better off just cutting, like, scrapping Anthem, just start making Anthem 2 if they wanted to try to continue something, just say, no, screw this, we're building from the ground up.
Or do like Anthem A Realm Reborn or something like that, you know?
Practically, just
Yeah.
give up on the project as is and just start
Yeah,
something
because
new.
it's like clearly the ship is not like it's just
Yeah.
it's like flawed
sinking.
from
the iceberg
There's-
collided with the ship right as they left dock.
right.
At
You know,
this point, everyone's already jumped
No,
into the water
literally.
and stepped back to shore.
They literally fucking cracked the champagne on it, and it just, I know I'm making more work for you. Cracked the champagne,
Bam.
it just whole, and it just started filling with water, and it just splinters everywhere.
exactly. Yeah.
Found out the ship was made of paper mache, so that as soon as the bottle hit the side, it busted open like a pinata.
The ship was like a cardboard cutout, pretty much, when the game came out. Let's not lie here.
Right. Someone
Mr.
dropped a
Krabs
match
didn't
on the
pay
ship.
for metals.
Someone dropped a match on the ship. Okay. Anything else to say about Anthem?
They accidentally made it out of wood when they were sailing on lava. That's
pains-
yeah.
Yeah, like I said before, it pains me to just talk about Anthem so much. I mean, it's so easy to do. It's not even hard to, take your shots, if you will. But it's like, God, at this point, yeah, nothing short of a pure reboot will save this game at this point. It's going to go down as the worst, if not the most disappointing game of this year, unfortunately.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
They've like the last century, more like it.
Yeah, it was unfortunately a game filled with lies.
And
But
disappointing.
then again, Fallout 76 continues to make people question which of the two is the worst game, so I guess we got that.
Oh,
It's
Fallout's
pretty
way
impressive,
better.
I'm not gonna lie.
Accurate. Man,
Does Anthem have a multiplayer?
yeah.
Anthem has where you can play with 3 other people, but
How
it's
is
not
it?
like there's any
It's
a
basically
shootout,
Destiny.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's basically Destiny.
Destiny without any competition, so to speak. You can't shoot other pilots or anything like that.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say. 2019 was like supposed to be a really good year for gaming, and don't get me wrong, it still might be, but just like the strongest game of the year contender for me this year still is Sekiro. And that's that's over, and it's like
what
that's-
else good? is
I mean,
coming?
that's over
I
Kingdom
like the
Hearts
Division
3.
2.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
I
which
think
was-
Kingdom Hearts 3 is pretty bad. I'm
Yeah,
not
it turned
gonna
out,
lie.
which was honestly a disappointment, to be honest. It was not worth
Yeah.
It was
the
a disappointment, and it was a rather bad game.
Yeah, it
in
was
my
not worth the
opinion.
14-year wait.
Resident Evil 2, although I don't know if you could technically qualify that one or not.
It's a remake. I personally don't.
Well, I mean, it was still a good game, but yeah,
It was
that's
still a good
kind of
game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, Ace Combat 7, which I mean, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
Ace
it's
Combat 7.
fine and everything, but it's just like it's just more Ace Combat. I mean, Ace Combat is a really
Yeah.
good game, but it's just like
It's not game of the year.
it's kind of this. Yeah, it's like not really game of the year level, just a good solid experience. Yeah, and it's just like
What else?
what other Anthem? We obviously all know how that worked out.
Apex Legends.
Yeah, Apex Legends, maybe. I don't know. It's just like I hate to like.
Well,
only...
It's-
Apex Legends got a good start, but not a good finish. Again,
Right.
you're $170 axed.
Right, and I hate
That's-
to
that's-
like
that's-
give a
that's-
multiplayer only game of the year. That's the thing.
It's going
Yeah.
real well at the moment. Apex.
And then
They
we
did-
had
they did-
some. Oh wait. Yeah, but then of course we've had some games that flew under the radar, like Crackdown 3 and Jump Force.
Those are both
Jump
disappointments.
Force is bad.
Real bad.
Well, I mean, those came out, but I mean,
Yeah,
they
they
came out, but
out.
that's about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, like I said before, I did like the Division 2. The Division 2 was
Decent.
fair, but the end game definitely just dragged on as soon as people hit the top really quickly.
Yeah. And actually, I tried to write an article about this too. Is like the Division 2 doesn't have like other fun hobbies, so to speak, in the game to pursue as you're waiting for like the next like loot tier to come out. Which, as a games as a service model, you want people playing your game constantly. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 was okay, but the problem though is that a lot of people raised hell over stupid things.
Okay.
Like how it was heavily microtransaction, even though it wasn't.
Okay.
Tetris Effect, Devil May Cry 5, Nier Automata.
Oh, Devil May Cry 5, that's right.
Nier Automata
Okay,
did not come
we
out
got a
this year.
saving grace.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah, DMC 5. Yeah, that I
I
heard that
just
was,
give it to a Nier Automata, anyways.
I heard DMC 5 was good. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
returned
Oh, no.
to the original storyline
Yeah.
and just gave up on the reboot entirely.
Tetris
It's
is
pretty
bad.
great.
Oh God.
Oh, and let's not forget that Rage 2 came out as
Fire
the
Emblem.
Bubsy Paws on Fire.
Oh. Yeah.
Fire Emblem, Slay the Spire, Super Mario Maker 2.
RE2 will be good.
Dauntless.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Cup-
Resident Evil 4,
Yeah,
that came out
the
this year.
Switch.
Was it a
Resident
remake?
Evil 4 came out on the Switch.
Okay.
And then you got
Resident Evil
all
4
the
on
indies.
Switch.
Yeah.
So not much has really come out at all, hardly. Like,
Okay, but yeah, I think
Endgame.
that's about as much as we're gonna get for games that came out. So
Gears 5's coming this year as well.
I mean,
There's a couple more, but that's
Metro Exodus, which I guess would have been a little bit more hyped had it not been an Epic Store exclusive.
yes. I guess the most likely candidate from what we know, maybe Borderlands 3. If anybody plays it.
well, I hate to say this, but no matter
Minecraft.
how much stupid that 2K and Randy Pitchford does, Borderlands 3 is still going to be an amazing game regardless. And it's like, it's going to piss off so many people who are going to review the game because they're going to be saying that the promotion for Borderlands 3 should have just completely undermined this game and just chopped it down the middle. And yet it's going to be this fantastic game that, you know, people will not stop playing because they want their billion and one guns.
Yeah.
Control. That's another one.
Oh, Shadowbringers. You know what? That's a decent game of the year contender, I'd say.
True.
Just based on critique
So that's
rating.
DLC.
I don't know about
No,
Astral Chain,
no,
but I am
that's a-
looking forward to that one.
Okay, so the thing is, though, is like,
And Iceborne.
well, Shadowbringers isn't exactly DLC. It's like, it's like a Final Fantasy game in itself. That's the thing.
But you gotta have the base game to play it.
Yes and no. Like, if you were to just like, you could just buy, like, if you already had the base game beforehand, up to that point, you would have to buy it, sure. But it's like, if you were to want to get into like Final Fantasy 14 right now, for $40, you could get everything. That's the thing, including Shadowbringers. So.
Yeah, but it's like saying, you know, Elder Scrolls else is.
But has a World of War expansion ever won Game of the Year type thing or been a contender?
I wouldn't call it a game itself. I'd call it like
I mean, if it's an expansion,
a
then
smaller expansion. Yeah.
it's an expansion. So
Well, the thing, okay, you guys need to get. I sound like such a shill right now, but I don't care. It's like you guys need to get like the traditional like MMO expansion mindset out of the Final Fantasy like things, because like in my experience, it's like Final Fantasy 14 does something totally unique in how it like presents the narrative and the story and everything. Like has the most like Final Fantasy 14 has the most direct story delivery of any MMO. That's the thing.
Yeah, I admit that Final Fantasy 14 was the whole reason why I built this monstrosity of a PC, and kind of like one of the very few reasons why I do go ahead and use it to play games on it,
Okay.
or just that game. But anyway, quick question from Kevin from the chat: do we have high hopes for Jedi Fallen Order?
No.
Well, that was quick.
It
Only
seems-
because it's respawn.
No, yeah, I'm trying to with Matt on that one. Although from what we saw of it at like E3 and everything, it seemed really, really slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem though, because what they showed at, you know, remember what they said before. What was shown at E3 was just horrible.
Mhm.
But then, for whatever reason, it's like the game footage that was shown afterwards made it actually look compelling for some really
I
bizarre
wanna-
reason.
I wouldn't call what they showed horrible. I mean, like
Well, not horrible, but underwhelming.
I would say just the combat itself was underwhelming. Everything else seemed rather fine, in my opinion.
So what EA showed was real bad, in my opinion, but what Microsoft showed was real good. And EA got their blinking conference backwards, and was absolutely useless in that regard.
Surprise! EA messes up.
The reason why I'm saying
again,
no.
Oh, sorry.
The reason why I'm saying no is because of what I saw at E3. Like, combat looks slow, and also EA. I don't trust EA, even though it is Respawn. Sure, no worries. I do trust Respawn because I love Titanfall. Apex and all that kind of stuff, but I really do not trust that EA is going to put their fingers in somewhere and just stuff it up somehow.
Okay.
Again, surprise mechanics. They'll find a way.
What?
Even if they have to wait a month or two.
I guess, to be fair, it's like the first bit of this year has been like kind of, I don't want to say disappointing, but it's just like underwhelming.
I'd say it's disappointing.
Underwhelming, as I said, it's like I still think Sekiro is like the best game to have come out so far this year. And so yeah, but like looking ahead, so it's like once we hit September, September is going to kick off with Catherine Full Body, Iceborne from Monster Hunter World, which will be good.
Yay!
Yeah, there'll be Gears 5, Borderlands 3. It's like Borderlands 3 if you're into it. And you don't have a massive like horrible taste in your mouth over that. That's kind of like, I get the feeling it's like so many people are gonna go to like into Borderlands 3, which is a horrible taste in their mouth over everything that's happened, and the game might suffer for
Of course.
it particularly. Could Link's Awakening go? I'd be willing to give it Game of the Year. It looked pretty fun.
I mean, it's possible, but then it would run into the same problem as Resident Evil 2 to say that can you really give a remake Game of the Year? Which I'm
As a Legend of
but-
Zelda fan, no.
Okay, question, here we go. What is good that's come out from Nintendo this year?
Pokemon Sword and Shield, right?
Is that coming out this year?
Is it?
Yeah, no, it's coming
No,
out
hold
this
up.
year.
Doom Eternal. No,
Yeah,
I was
that's another
Yeah,
upcoming
Doom
one.
Eternal's this year, and honestly, Doom Eternal's kind of like
That was
Borderlands
insane.
3 in some regards.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's just gonna be overshadowed by Bethesda's BS throughout this year. That seems like Doom Eternal's also gonna be something that's gonna get slapped with surprise mechanics.
Code Vein, which should be decent at least.
I kind of feel like the Doom crew are kind of doing their own thing, like ID.
Yeah.
In software.
It's software they're doing their own thing.
They're doing their own thing. Bethesda doesn't really have much to do with them, it seems, in my
Apologies if I have zero confidence, all the same.
That's okay.
opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Like, it's like me with EA.
Ghost Recon
Yeah.
Breakpoint, which might be okay for some people.
Could be good.
It was
Destiny-
alright from
yeah.
the bit we've seen.
Yeah, Destiny
Nice.
2 gets it. Modern Warfare. I have a feeling that would be a decent contender for Game of the Year, actually, to be honest. Modern
It
Warfare.
depends.
A Call of
Modern
Duty
Warfare.
winning Game of the Year in 2019. Yeah. Death Stranding, of course.
Yeah, that's...
I keep forgetting
Dude.
that's coming out this year.
That's
Right? It's like
fucking-
we've
It's gone
like,
so
that's
quiet.
Insane.
It's gone so quiet.
That's a walking simulator.
It's
like, that's
been
just
quiet.
insane.
It's literally, you only find out news on Death Stranding literally once every 2-3 months.
Okay.
And it's like, it's so engaging, and yet at the same time, it's like, give us details. Give us a sentence or two. Explain the game in one word or something.
When's it
Confusing.
coming?
I don't
Actually,
know.
okay, actually, this is kind of a weird take that I have for Death Stranding, but, like, honestly, I think the worst thing that they did was doing, like, that big, like, reveal stream where they kind of detailed and elaborated out anything. I was digging the super crazy what the hell is going on trailers, and
I
that was
loved
making
it
me
so much.
more hyped for the game just because the mystique of what's going on, and it's like, dude, I can't wait to get this in my hands and play it, but now that I kind of have an idea as to what it's going to be about, it's just like, okay, sure. It's like, I'll still probably play it, but I'm just not nearly as excited as I was for it with the element of mystery. And that's something that I think games really have an issue with nowadays, is just like over promotion and like over exposing everything before the game comes out. It's like I was hyper last year, all throughout last year, I was hypercritical of Smash Ultimate doing it, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's especially with like the shift that they had with Death Stranding, because I mean there was so much content and promotion going on within the community of just like speculation.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like Like they were over analyzing every single bit of every trailer.
That was really annoying, to be honest.
You found it
And that-
annoying?
For me, like, that just killed the game. For me.
How? Because I just find it fun speculating. Because while yes, it, like they do like nitpick it to death, but it's like it's the only way to like assume anything, and that's all anybody ever did was assume.
Yeah, it's just
But
like
leave it.
promotion-
Leave some elements. Shut up, Taylor.
sorry, no,
Leave
Yeah,
some
and that's why
elements
that's
up to up to the imagination. Leave it up to like what the story is going to be. What this is, what that is. Don't go into every detail and tell everybody, "Hey, this is our full game. This is what we've got." Because to me, that sucks.
okay.
So are you complaining about Kojima Studios doing that, or productions doing that, or the community?
I'm complaining about Smash doing that.
Oh, okay.
I was talking
We're
about
talking
Death
about
Stranding.
Yeah.
You said, okay.
We
No,
I brought up
I said
Smash
that-
Ultimate briefly because of it, like
And
it's the
then I
same person.
transitioned back to the trailers
okay.
within the
Oh, well.
community of Death Stranding.
Yeah. Oh well.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's-
Honestly, Death Stranding would have benefited from a less is more approach for sure. But
exactly.
it does seem like that the more that they show, it's just leaving people more confused, and it's like, well, I
I
mean,
like
I may not be
being
invested in it.
confused.
Well, I mean, it works maybe for Kojima and his audience, but then for the rest of us who may be the more casual people, being like, okay, well, this is the guy who worked on Metal Gear. Let's see what this game's about. What the hell's going on?
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point. It's just like that was the biggest like point of hype for me about Death Stranding. It's like was
For a
all-
lot of
You're
people
saying that's the
too.
point.
not
But
just-
then for the more casual people, they're going to be like,
Sorry if I
You do
enjoy
not
a
like
bit
to
of
be
mystery in
confused.
my life.
you're not confused the casuals. Casuals are very sensitive people.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that if he's made Metal Gear, it's not necessarily for casuals.
True.
True. Yeah. Well, it's like despite
Let's
it being
be honest here.
it's like don't get me
No,
wrong.
no, no, you are true.
I'm still
It's just
super
that-
excited for Death Stranding because it's Kojima's next game and everything. But
Well, it's kind of the first game since leaving, so it's
Yeah.
like a lot of
Yeah.
build-up is towards this game for a variety of reasons, of course.
yeah, it was just like I don't want to say the hype died off for me. It was just like I
It's like,
enjoyed.
really?
Yeah, it's like I enjoyed just like getting these little piecemeal 5 to 10 minute trailers and being like, what is going on? What is this? So many things are happening. What is this? What is that? Why is there like paw prints on the mud and hands? And it's like there are these beings that are pulling me into the ground. Why is there a baby in my stomach? I'm a dude.
Some guy who dies every 24 minutes or something.
Yeah, Hardman or whatever his name is. Yeah. It's like okay, weird. But anyway.
Original name.
No more.
You know what? I have this year's
yeah.
GOTY contender, no doubt. Disney Tsum Tsum Festival, okay? Coming to Nintendo Switch, November 8th. We still got one more topic to talk about because we just went off the rails right there.
Oh my god.
Well, I have a question that's
Yeah.
completely off the.
Oh no.
If I buy Elder Scrolls Online
Yeah.
with Tamriel and Morrowind, like DLC or
Yeah.
expansions, can I play from the start, or do I have to go into?
I think you can play from the start because I remember playing the free-to-play time, and I think it did throw me at the start where I was trying to escape a boat or something.
Or should I just buy like the base game and then buy the?
I don't know.
Come on, you're MMO, dude.
I forget
But it's like that's
completely how
MMOs
ESO
are
works.
such personal preference things. Like
I completely forget how ESO's business model works. To be honest.
if I remember correctly, it's you start from like a starting area and you
Well,
go
yeah.
up to wherever you want to.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's as far as I remember.
Kind of like Skyrim. Anyway. Yeah.
Can I do the uptime thing?
It's an hour 50. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So the topic I want to bring, as we talked about, Ninja. You might have heard of this streamer. He streams Fortnite occasionally, and it's a little bit of viewers on his streams. Nothing too serious, but it's just a little bit. And no, uptime does not work. Nope.
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 No.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mixer.
But no.
Yeah.
No. That means no, dude. Come on.
Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, Ninja, a decently successful streamer who signed a exclusivity deal with Mixer. He, as we talked about in the podcast before, Twitch, the vengeful child that it is, okay, decided to use his channel, his dead channel, like not live channel, for promotion of other streams, okay? Allegedly, the streams were generated at random to pop up and everything. What?
Uh-huh.
What
Does
is
he
it?
still own his Twitch channel?
Yes.
No,
Like he's-
well, like, kind of, but, like, Twitch, like, retains the right to do whatever they want with your channel.
Right. But, okay, so one little murky thing around that is that Twitch doesn't do that with any other channel that have the status of Ninja, like unused channels and everything. Like, you go to someone's, like, say, offline channel or, like, deleted channel, they don't promote streams there, but they do on Ninja's channel. So whatever that means to you, you do, you boo. But, also the thing is, one of the streams that got promoted on Ninja's channel was in the very deep, dark Russian section of Twitch, and it was...
Say the P word. Say the P word.
It was very adult content. Very adult content
okay,
being
fine.
streamed on this particular Russian channel. And this particular Russian channel got promoted on Ninja's Dead channel and exposed to the masses. Which is something that happens on Twitch. You go to like a game that doesn't get streamed very often or something, or maybe you kind of hide it in a super like high stream game or something where you stream lewd content and you get away with it. My favorite thing was watching the NBA finals a couple of years ago and watching NBA 2K18 on Twitch. Yeah. So
Yeah, that was hilarious.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Ninja said a response saying he was absolutely disgusted that Twitch's lack of moderation and everything, and it's allowed that to happen. Not necessarily that he was mad about the promotion of other channels on his dead channel. So yeah, this whole thing just kind of highlights Twitch's lack of moderation and just kind of the lack of control.
Incompetence.
Yeah, incompetence.
Professionality.
Yeah. Lack of, just all around things Twitch kind of has when it comes to running their platform. Okay. So, little thought exercise for you. Do you think Amazon.com is a well-run company?
Oh my
No.
god.
No.
I try
Okay.
not to use Amazon.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
don't
This
look at
analogy
it.
went nowhere.
Well, I mean, go to say for the audience that do use Amazon, of
Oh.
course, but
Oh, okay. Then let me answer your analogy with an analogy, Taylor.
Yeah.
Do you think Respawn is a good company?
Yes.
Do you think EA is a good company?
No. Fair enough. Yeah. You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's just just because one part of the company is run really well, it doesn't mean another part is. Case in point,
Yeah,
Amazon,
exactly.
despite being one of the most valuable corporations and very successful, regardless of stuff. It's Amazon's a good company that has a share of problems. Don't get me wrong, but then
Yeah.
it's at the very least you don't get to the position where Amazon is without being logistically well managed, right?
Oh yeah.
So you'd think
Yeah.
that it's Twitch, who's owned by Amazon, would be a little bit more well run, but I guess not.
well, no.
Also
As
very-
of late, for the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing the stories of Twitch's incompetence just stacking on top of itself, and Ninja's channel being used to promote Russian adult content for questionable purposes. Yeah, that's very questionable. On top of everything else that's been going on, unfortunately, it's getting to a point to where it's this is only going to help Microsoft and Mixer, because it's hey guys, do you not like Twitch being complete idiots about their service? Come with Mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's I don't say that saying that Twitch is the absolute worst, because obviously they're not, considering they still do a lot of good things. There's a lot of good people that do their stuff with Twitch still. But as of late though, it's Twitch has been doing so many questionable things that it's not surprising at all that Ninja jumping ship, and then immediately afterwards, quote unquote, Twitch uses Ninja's closed account to promote adult content, is suddenly that basically summarizes it rather nicely right there.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how long was said content up on his channel for?
A few hours.
being streamed?
Long enough.
A few hours.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, no,
Serious?
I-
and
there-
I agree with that.
I imagine at some
I'll mention
point
that as well.
Amazon is gonna step in and say, "Hey, this is not gonna work."
This isn't really working out.
Are they that unmoderated?
Yeah, and I
Yes.
think the problem is his audience has tons of underage followers. It's like, yeah, and it was just like maybe some like younger children who watch Ninja or something, which does, you know, Ninja at the very he's had his, don't get me wrong, he's had his moments over the years, but for the most part, Ninja is a very like family friendly, yeah. Just gonna be a little bitch. You know, that famous clip.
I would trust Ninja more than PewDiePie. I'll say at least that much.
Right, exactly. You know, it's just like it's like to be entirely fair to Ninja. It's like, yes, he has made his fair share of mistakes, and you know, he does have his moments and everything. But just like for the most part, it's like, I don't know, if I ever hypothetically had a kid, I would let him watch Ninja and everything. You know, so I don't think that's the worst thing, the worst person in the world they could be watching.
Would you let that kid watch PewDiePie?
Huh? Yes.
No.
I would also, but I'm gonna be a great
I
parent.
would whip
Yeah,
the child. That would you watch PewDiePie.
I'm gonna be a great parent, I know. Anyway, so it's just like, yeah, so it's just like Ninja, who had a lot of underage followers and everything, you know, maybe they didn't hear the news, he's on Mixer now, so they go, like, they get home from school one day, or whatever, I guess this is summer, so I just, like, they want to spend their summer afternoon watching their favorite Fortnite streamer, so they go to the place that they've always gone to, maybe not hearing the news, because, I mean, what 10-year-old kind of, like, hears that news or whatever, and so...
I mean, most 10-year-olds have Twitter.
Really?
Of course, parents still watch their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's just like, oh, it's like all of a sudden this 10-year-old sees porn on Ninja's stream, or what was Ninja's stream, you know?
All right.
Quick, tell the motion people to start flossing.
Yeah. We're teaching them about the Chud Judge and the, I don't know, what's another item?
We're gonna teach you actual dance moves besides the floss, children. Pay attention. Get over here, Marge.
Just teach this kid how to do the Carlston, and I'll be happy.
Exactly.
Hey, because at least that one, like, it's a reference to something, and it's rather funny. Looking.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, I guess to be entirely fair to Twitch here, it is such a massive platform that it must be, kids are doing smartphones at age 10, so they're watching porn. Okay, fair enough. Anyway.
It's not good enough.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
No matter how big the company is, that's not good enough. That is really not good enough. That's like the whole Google thing. It's saying, hey, we're too big.
No, I don't blame them for necessarily, like, they can't, they can't moderate anything. That's fair. But at least you should be able to respond within minutes of this being like...
Right. Not hours, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah, if you're going to be using it to promote it, you should have people watching that channel like a hawk to make sure that nothing inappropriate is being pitched.
Not even just like watching it like a hawk, but like a social media personnel being like aware, like, oh, this is going down. We need to respond now.
Yeah. And like also, or you know, alternatively, you could just not use Ninja's channel, like just like you don't use other channels for other channel promotions when they get close.
Yeah, Ninja seems to be the very specific example, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 That's a great example of Twitch can do whatever they want with your channel and you don't have any say in it.
Right, exactly.
Including promoting adult content.
Right.
Apparently.
Unintentionally.
Exactly.
Unintentionally. Yeah, I don't know. One thing that gets lost on companies is like as they grow like very, very large, such as Twitch, such as YouTube, and everything, is just like it seems like they don't scale their moderatability. That's the thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube still hasn't yet to figure that one out yet.
I mean, YouTube isn't profitable, so...
Right, and it's like, also, YouTube's whole solution is just throw AI at it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube's approach is still broken.
YouTube's solution was the hero program.
Yeah, exactly.
That was such a bad idea.
Oh, man. So, yeah, it's just like, I don't know, Twitch needs to get together, you know? And it's like, I talked about this last week or a couple weeks ago when Ninja left and everything, and it's just like, you know, it's like, when you have if you have someone that's literally, okay, so I heard the statistic and everything. Ninja makes up about 1% of all watch time on Twitch, which I know doesn't seem like all that much.
That's insane, honestly.
Yeah, but it's just like you consider the amount of millions of hours that are watched on Twitch every month from people, everything. This one person brings in 1% of that. He is by far like the largest like percentage in terms of that of any streamer on Twitch. And it's just like, oh, it is an absolute failure in branding that you lost this dude, you know, so valuable, and it's like that is making your brand so much money and so much more profitable. You lost him because you failed to lobby properly to keep him on your platform. And it's like, you know, you look at Microsoft, who saw a golden opportunity, you know?
Yeah, they nailed that one perfectly, and Twitch could just not have fumbled the ball harder with handling this situation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, that kind of falls back to the last time I was on, or maybe during E3, that, Microsoft is definitely investing in the future right now.
Right.
Not just on the game front, but now if we consider that they're also going to be using Mixer as well, and having Ninja be the front runner of it all, it's like, yeah, Microsoft is definitely want to make sure that in the next generation, it'll be PlayStation 5, but you're probably going to be wanting to go with Project Scarlet because of all the fancy things you're going to have. But I mean, future will say otherwise for both the console war and now the streaming wars. But yeah, this is just not helping now Twitch to have constant after constant negative news come up against them of how they keep punishing the low people, but then the higher people would toss cats over their heads. That apparently they get to walk away scot-free.
Yeah. In a sense, this is actually a good thing because it then forces them to kind of change their processes and increase their moderation and kind of change things around a lot. I think Twitch is.
Well, I mean, that in YouTube
competition is healthy.
Yep.
Yes. But for the past 5 years or whatever, Twitch hasn't changed. They've just stayed the same, and probably their teams stayed the same, and they've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's just like,
I don't know if I was
Twitch. That's kind of what was said before about how Twitch and YouTube need to shape up their systems.
Unlike the Epic Store, this is a fairly viable platform, to be fair.
Hey, the most thing I'm impressed about is the latency, the stream latency. It's within a second. I get almost a perfect mirror for mirror picture between my OBS live feed and the actual Mixer live feed that I pull up.
Yeah, I've been watching that too live, and I've been kind of shocked with how quickly when I move my hands around, you just see it suddenly on screen too. So it's like, that's actually quite impressive. I'm surprised not many people talk about that.
I like how we all do that.
Wave your hands!
Hey. Look at that. See, it's
lights off.
2 seconds.
All right.
2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, which is really so much better than the inherent 15-second delay that Twitch has, even if you don't set a stream delay. And so
which makes interaction for a new streamer very difficult because they try to be very personal with their new people, but it's kind of hard to keep a conversation going when there's a huge delay like that.
Right, exactly. And also Mixer has a lot better bitrate abilities and everything. You can do 1080 60 8000 bitrate.
I've noticed.
Yeah. And dude, as opposed to Twitch, which hard caps bitrate is 6000.
Unless you're partnered with them in some
which
fashion.
Such favoritism, But
I mean, but it's it is what it is. Yeah.
But also,
YouTube kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, but also getting back to platform deals and exclusivity, and whose dog is going ham?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. And it's just if I was Twitch right now, I would definitely start looking at my other big name streamers. So I would start looking at say Shroud and Pokimane and I'm a Cutie Pie and everything, and be what do we need to do to keep you on our platform? Because can you imagine if Shroud ended up signing an exclusivity deal with YouTube or Mixer or something now?
Support us, Mixer.
No.
It's we are giving you so much free publicity right now, and I gotta do something about these dogs.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's I would it's that's what I would do if I was in Twitch's position right now. Be what do we do so that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I honestly don't know what they're gonna do because they've been so weird as of late.
Yeah.
Have they responded to this or
No. Well, actually, no, kind of. They kind of did. Here, let me pull up the tweet here. Let's see. Let me pull out this little thread.
Justin went ham.
Yeah, okay, so, basically, Ninja posted a response video on his Twitter to it and everything. It's just promoting porn and everything. It's how disgusted he was and everything. You can go to, there's a post on August 11th where he inadvertently apologized on Twitch's behalf for doing that to his channel and everything and whatnot. And it's he critiqued the platform, for not lacking moderation. And so Justin Wand replied to the video he posted on Twitter.
Who is Justin Wong, for those who don't know?
So, Justin Wand is, he was early stage at Twitch. Early stage at Twitch, which means he's kind of I believe he still works for Twitch. He may not anymore. I forget. He's either still is or at some point in time is a higher up in Twitch. Okay, so he's kind of an exec at Twitch. He replied to Ninja in a series of tweets saying, Twitch's decision to unilaterally promote other channels on @Ninja's channel represents a long-running internal conflict at Twitch. Who owns the viewers, the streamer or the platform? And he says, some background.
Sounds like he doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. And then he says, some background. When a viewer hits an offline channel page, they're far more likely to bounce from Twitch. It's a super leaky part of the acquisition funnel and something Twitch has been trying to solve with things like auto-host. They want to get you in front of content ASAP. So basically, the problem he's identifying there, it's like, say it's like you only watch like 1 or 2 streamers on Twitch, like I do, or whatever. It's like, because there honestly is only like 1 or 2 people I watch on Twitch, even like watch Twitch. And so it's like, I go to their stream if they're offline. I'm just gonna leave the platform, It's like, I'm not gonna look for another channel. I'm just gonna leave the platform. I'll watch a YouTube video or something. I don't care. Anyway, so it's like that's kind of the problem that they're trying to solve. Okay, so it's a bit kind of exercise in audience retention. And then he goes on to say, but auto-host puts control in the streamer's hands. They can choose which channels they want to host, and they can even opt out of auto-hosting entirely. This is Twitch acknowledging that the streamer should have a say in who gets promoted to the following they've built. Here, Twitch put the Fortnite directory on Ninja's channel without asking, and they did this to only his channel after he left his mixer. Ninja had no say in the decision and no say in who appears in the directory, like porn. Twitch stole his ability to participate twice. I don't think this guy works there anymore. Twitch says it's an experiment, so if we take them at their word, they want this on every offline channel. This would effectively remove participation from every streamer. You would have no say in who gets promoted on your channel when you're offline. Oh, is this... Hold on, Justin Wan. Is this the Justin.tv dude? The original? Hold on.
Wait, Justin Wong?
Yeah.
Isn't that... Or, you're not talking about the fighting game person who is, the front-end poster boy of fighting games of sorts, are you?
No. Okay, this is a different Justin than the Justin.tv. It was, which was what Twitch originally was. Anyway, sorry. Back to the thread. He goes on to say, Twitch says it's an experiment, so if we take them at their word, they want this on every offline channel. This would effectively remove participation from every streamer. You would have no say in who gets promoted on your channel when you're offline. They reverted it after the blowback, but the fact that this made it live at such a sensitive time is mind-boggling. They ran this experiment on their highest profile departure ever while their other partners are watching. It seems vindictive, but I think it's just out of touch. @Ninja should still own his own channel, and while he may no longer be a Twitch partner after 8 years of streaming, he's still a user at the very least, and that's a terrible way to treat your users.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I don't find anything disagreeable in there.
No.
Yeah.
All valid points.
Yeah. So, anything else to say besides Twitch needs to kind of clean up its act a bit and kind of act like they're the industry leader in streaming?
I have to go ahead to give my dog some screen time so that she would stop barking.
Excellent.
That's why I gave her hugs and kisses.
Yes, she's very cute.
That's all good.
She's very cute. If my dog didn't weigh a whole bunch, I would have her on screen time too.
Now show us your cat.
Yeah. Show off the cat.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, anything else to say about Twitch, or are we about wrapping?
I don't know. I think they just need to get back on track. Really, it's
Neko.
sort out your issues.
Well, it was like what I said earlier. That this is just another story in what seems to be just like a truckload of poor choices on Twitch's part of how they've been handling it. And if anything else, if I was the person running Twitch, I wouldn't have seen this as the last straw and would start trying to make an overhaul to start trying to put in a good name for myself before, Ninja starts to build up too much steam for Mixer and Microsoft, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, technically speaking, the mess that we talked about with 2K, that's another thing that could be put on Twitch in some regards. It was a bug, yeah, and obviously it had a little to do with them, but it's still your name being tied in with a negative with a negative story. So it's like people, especially maybe businesses who may try to do exclusive things on your Twitch, they may be thinking otherwise if it's that simple to go ahead and be able to jeopardize secret information or secret tests.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think that'll about say all that needs to be said then. So, Anthony, what games are releasing this next week?
Not much.
Let me interrupt
actually.
Okay.
So on August 20th, we have Remnant from the Ashes coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Hunt Showdown is coming to PC and Xbox One on August 20th as well. Red is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on August 20th also. Songs of Skydale is going to Steam Early Access on August 21st. Onanaki is going to PC, PS4, and Switch on August 22nd. Black Desert is going to PS4 on August 22nd. I thought that was already there.
Black Desert Online? Or...
I think it's Black Desert. Sure,
Maybe
it might be Black
different.
Desert Online.
I don't know.
Maybe. Whipsy and the Lost Atlas is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on August 22nd. Super Dodgeball Beats is going to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on August 22nd. And Life is Strange 2 Episode 4 is going to consoles apart from Switch on August 22nd as well. And that's it for this week.
Wow, okay. Pretty quiet week all around then.
Not much at all.
Yeah. So, Matt,
thing.
Kevin would like to point out there are lots of good sales. PS4, $15 to $20, Dark Souls 3, Witcher 3 Complete, Far Cry 5, Soul Calibur 6, Bloodborne. Those are all games worth $20, $15 to $20, honestly.
Far Cry.
Yeah. You pick up any of those games.
Is it the complete Dark Souls 3 or is it just base Dark Souls 3? That's the question.
I don't know. But either way, though, honestly, I'd still pay $20 for Dark Souls 3 base game today. Yeah, so it's like pick any of those up, and I don't think you're going to do too wrong with any of those. Base 15 complete
Base
20. Ooh, okay, yeah.
Okay,
20
20 for the complete is actually a really good deal.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I still play Dark Souls 3 quite a bit, actually. Anyway. So, Matt, where can people find you on Twitter?
They can find me at Filmed by G-Man.
What sort of thing do you like to talk about there?
I talk there? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly, anything really.
Okay.
It's just I try to keep politics out of that as much as possible. I just try to make it fun.
Fair enough. And all right, plug Ted for Thought.
Yes! Our affiliate YouTube channel is Tech for Thought, where you can find me and Taylor here with your sometimes relevant news, tutorials, other type of things, comments on various tech things.
Yes.
Please go ahead and subscribe there. We are currently at 15. We want to get as high as we can so we can beat COG. That's my personal goal.
Say that right as the boss man is within ear's reach. Why don't you?
Like, wow,
Oh,
okay.
he can't touch me. What's the worst he could do? Fire me?
I said promote Ted for Thought, not
Oh, I did.
Not
no, I said
declare
promote
war.
Ted for Thought, not commit corporate espionage. Okay. Mike, where can people find you on Twitter?
I don't usually talk on Twitter much, but when I do, I am at MAS8705.
Okay.
Definitely do go ahead and enjoy my fair share of talking about games and how companies should be trying to move away from the microtransactions. That's light touch, since I do like to go ahead and talk about stuff that Mr. Sterling may usually talk about. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Nothing too special on my end, though. Still trying to figure out how to do my own personal blog. So, as soon as I do, I'll start promoting that, hopefully.
Okay.
Very nice.
Anthony, how about yourself?
I don't really post to Twitter that much. If at all, I am at SameAntman19 on there. I run all of the site's social media and post all the content to Facebook, Twitter, everything like that. So basically, if you wanted to get in contact with me, probably through a site channel is probably the best way to do it.
Okay.
Or
Awesome.
through the COG Twitter, most likely.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at InfuriousElecon. That is at INFERIUSELLECON. All sorts of fun stuff happens over there. All sorts of things. All sorts of talk about stuff. So yeah, go check it out. Thank you, everyone, for coming to check out the podcast here on Mixer. I kind of like it. I think we might stick with this if everyone's cool with it. So yeah,
Definitely been fun.
for all your podcast and COD streaming needs, this will probably be the place to do it. So
GG.
yeah, once again, thanks for everyone for checking out our
like
debut
that.
Mixer stream, and we will see you next week. Same great time, same great place. Have a good one.
Bye!